ain't pop up yet. Is this yours? It ain't popping up. Did you hear anybody?
Something wrong with the audio, bro.
Okay, yeah, audio's a little off.
No, it's a buzzing. Oh, there you go. There you go. We on.
Okay, audio's good. I don't think you could hear me that clear though. It's like let's see.
Maybe it's just your mic.
The buzz went away now, so let's see.
Right. We're about to start. They're gonna come like.
Okay,
during the show.
I think we're good now.
Yeah, they're gonna knock on the door. during
Chat,
the
we
show.
live in
You might as
Miami.
well
They're
wait.
with us. A little technical difficulties, but we about to get
Ask
the show on the
Steve.
road.
Ask Steve.
Any suggestions?
Hmm?
We good? Yeah, it looks good, bro. I think the audio is good too now. All right, bet. Chat, thank you for bearing with us. We started like 3 streams right there, but we are currently live right now in Miami. This is gonna be the final one. We should be 100 right now. So everyone that's tuned in, you know what? Steve, let's go ahead and run the intro. Damn, turn all of that noise in there down. You could understand out the door. All right. And that other girl, have her come back.
Do not fall.
All right, chat. We are back. You are currently live with No Fugazee Podcast. We are in Miami. Sorry about that, fellas. We was having some technical difficulties, but we are back and we're streaming on YouTube. Not streaming on Facebook, but if all the Facebook supporters are in here, stay locked in. Let's get right to it, man, because we've been holding y'all up. So, ladies, we're going to go right with introductions, with y'all introducing yourselves. And we're going to start on this couch, but we're going to start with you first. So let me get your name, age, and where you from.
All right, my name is Beth. I'm 19 and I'm from Miami.
Beth, 19 from Miami.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what you do for a living?
Just modeling.
Just modeling?
Yeah.
Okay, how long you been modeling for?
It's been a few months now.
Few months. And wait, you said you're how old?
19.
19. I just wanted to say it again. Okay, 19. When you said it first, I didn't believe it. I had to hear it again. Okay, and relationship status? Taken. How long you been taken for?
It's been 2 years.
And he let you come on this podcast? Do he know who I am? Do you know who I am?
Mr. Take your bitch.
We're gonna see. Nah, I'm not taking anyone, but I just was wondering. Fair enough. And let's do a fun fact about yourself. What's something fun about you?
Something fun or just a random fact? Let's see.
Something fun. We in Miami. Well, I'm in Miami. Y'all live here.
I'm out here in Miami.
It's something new every day, baby.
Nothing really fun. I don't know. I guess I belly dance.
Okay, you belly dance. Are you a good belly dancer?
I wouldn't say I'm pro.
You're not pro?
No.
Okay,
Not
fair enough.
yet.
Because if you was, I was going to have you get up and show your skills.
Absolutely not.
Okay, fair enough. Moving right along. Name, age, and where you from?
Kristen, I'm 29, born and raised in New York, and I live in Miami now.
Okay, how long you been in Miami for?
2 years.
2 years. You like it?
I like
Better
it.
than New York?
I don't know. I miss New York, but
Okay.
I
mean,
like
you went
Miami.
from a blue state to a red
Blue,
state.
for that reason.
For that
For
reason.
that reason,
Okay,
yeah.
fair enough. Maybe
Yeah.
we'll get into that a little bit more. And what do you do for a living?
I'm a personal and family assistant to a high-profile family.
Okay, so a personal family assistant to
That's
a high-profile family for the cartel. What family?
No.
I'm sure you can't probably name a family.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
fair
can't
enough.
say the names.
Relationship status.
Single.
Single. How long you been single for?
Since 2018.
2018.
Yep. 6
Okay.
years.
6 years.
Mhm.
Why have you been single for so long?
I think I've been really just like focused on my career. My career's elevated
Yeah.
the past 6 years. And now that I'm kind of at the top of my career, I'm ready to start putting more energy into a relationship.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want kids?
Yeah, I want a big family.
You want a
I
big
feel like
family?
my purpose in life is my family, so I want like 4 kids and I want to be a stay-at-home mom. That's like
Okay.
my dream.
So okay, that's your dream. That's your purpose. Why didn't you start earlier? Then you could have accomplished that at 19. Her age.
I didn't find the right person yet, I don't think.
Okay.
So
Picky. Too many options. Didn't know which one.
maybe, yeah.
We'll get into that. And fun fact.
Fun fact, I have 3 brothers.
Okay. 3 brothers. They be looking out.
Yep.
How many of your boyfriends did they beat up? They wasn't doing their job if they ain't knocked none of them out.
I
older
don't
brothers?
think they had to. 2 older, yeah.
2 older brothers.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And moving right along. Name, age, and where you from?
Which camera do I look at?
You could look right at me. You ain't gotta be all in the camera. But if you want to look in the camera, I think
I
it
can look
should
this
be.
way.
It's probably that
Okay.
one over there.
Yeah, my name is Miss
Okay.
Mac. My name is Miss Mac. I'm a rapper. I have 2 modeling agencies. I do a lot of YouTube content stuff.
Okay.
What else? I don't know. I got a lot of hustles. I'm a Mac of all trades.
You
for
got a
real.
lot of hustles.
Yeah, I just started my own podcast today.
Yeah.
Yeah, that you agreed to be on.
Okay. What's the name of it? Shout it out.
AOD. It's called AOD.
ALD.
Mhm.
Okay. I'll be on it if you can survive through this podcast.
I survived this long, Mr. Technical Difficulty.
You did have a few technical difficulties. You're right. You did survive.
Several of them.
I'll give you that. Fair enough.
Kitty.
So, you said what you do for a living. You're a jack of all trades. Do you smoke weed, braid hair, and babysit all in the same house? Have you ever done
I do
it?
not smoke weed, for one. I don't do drugs. I do drink a little.
Yeah.
I do braid hair, but not when my nails are done. So no, don't ask me to braid your hair later.
I'm just saying that's like
Yes,
the
you look
hardest
like you need
task.
a
Have you ever
retwist.
seen? You've ever seen Friday
Yes.
or Baby Boy?
Yes, of course. What
Okay.
black person has that? I mean,
Relationship status.
I am very much single. I've been single for 2 years.
What he do to you?
Not being supportive.
Let me
And being
rephrase that.
insecure. Being insecure and not
Mm.
supportive. Trying to hold me back and stunt my growth. That's
Okay.
pretty much.
He was trying to stunt your growth.
Mine. And
Okay.
Mhm.
And what you do to him?
I didn't do anything.
You a dang lie.
I didn't. Well, after I left him, I broke his heart. But after I left him, like he was really hurt because I moved on so fast. But
Yeah. Oh, you moved on so
well, I
fast.
didn't really move on, but like
You already
he
had.
cheated, so I fucking was like, "What?"
Let's be honest though.
It is what it is. When a man cheat, like what
I
the
didn't
fuck
cheat.
are you
I
talking
just
about
got-
at this point.
I just
like,
got. I received fellatio from
What?
somebody.
You
and-
received-
you cheated on me, bitch. Now what is up?
That was
Okay.
it. I didn't really cheat though, but because I was already booking up and it was already
Yeah.
for like 3 months. But he thought like I was gonna eventually.
And
come.
got
It
your
was, like,
ladies. Remember, one mic at a time while she's
it was
speaking.
about 3-4 months
Right.
after, and I got head from somebody, and he's so angry about that. And he's talking about I broke his heart. Like
Do you think that's
We
a
were
reason
broken.
for him to be angry?
no, because we were broken up for like 4 or 5 months already.
4 or 5 months.
Like he in his mind, he thought we was getting back together, but we weren't.
I got you. So y'all was broken up for 4 or
So-
5 months. Was y'all still having sex with each other?
No,
So you ain't give him no box. You reneged on the
Nah,
box.
I didn't give
And
anybody.
when y'all
anything.
broke up for those 4, it took you 4 to 5 months to have sex with another guy.
I just got head.
Oh, but you just
Oh.
okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I got my
So
ass
she
ate.
just-
Technically, really, that's the truth.
Oh,
But
man, okay. Yeah.
that was it. But
Fun fact. You spicy. So what's your fun fact?
my fun fact, I'm boring.
You born?
I'm a nerd for real. That's my fun fact. I'm dead ass a nerd.
You a nerd? What's your favorite book?
Art of Seduction, 48 Laws of Power, Who Moved My Cheese. I have a lot of them. I read all the Donald Goring books. If you want to get the ghetto,
You ever read the Bible?
Yes, I did.
We're gonna get into that
I
today.
read that. I am not a demon.
We gonna bring out the book tonight.
I know.
Oh, chat, we in Miami, yo. We lit, man. And we got these 2 fellas right here to my side. We gonna let them introduce themselves today. Matter of fact, Yeah. Let's save them for last. Moving right along to you. Name, age,
to me.
and where you from. Name, age, and where you from.
So I'm from Tennessee. I moved to Pensacola. Now I'm in Miami. But I'm 21.
You 21?
I'm 21.
Okay. And what you do for a living?
I'm a stripper and I do OnlyFans.
You a stripper and you do OnlyFans.
Yes, sir.
Oh, you on full demon time. You came, so you left Tennessee just to come out here and do the most demonic stuff.
To do that.
And,
Huh?
and he calls me a demon, bro. And he calls me a demon.
I did not.
You ain't. Wait, what'd you say?
No,
You
my
ain't leave
family
Tennessee
moved
for
out
that?
here, so like my family moved out here when I was like 10,
Okay.
and then so I've just been out here ever since.
Just been out here ever since. Okay. And,
But now I'm in Miami, so it's what it is. I love it. I'm out here in Miami, looking for
a hoochie daddy.
you on one. What's your relationship status?
Single as fuck.
All right.
That's full.
And how long you been single for?
Oh shit, it's been about 3 years.
3 years?
Yeah.
Okay.
You like that?
Okay, single for 3 years. Fun fact.
Okay, what's the fun fact?
What's your fun fact? Let us know. I want to know.
Wait, my fun fact?
Yeah, what's your fun fact?
I used to do gymnastics. Other than that, I'm lame.
All right, fair enough.
She's a twin, bro. That's
She a
her
twin?
she's a
Oh no,
twin.
wait, I am. I'm a
Oh,
twin.
yeah.
I'm
Identical
twin.
That's a fun fact
Bro,
for me. That's a
All
You
right.
know what?
Oh, I got
that
questions
is
now.
a fun fact. I'm an identical
You started
twin.
to bore me for a second, but now I got questions.
I
So
am.
look.
I'm an identical twin. Me
Yeah?
and her were identical twin sisters.
So you're twin.
Yes.
So you're twin, and does she do OnlyFans and does she strip or no?
She doesn't. No.
She doesn't do any of
No.
that.
She's not used to anything that I do.
So God was on her side,
No.
and
was
Lucifer
on your
was just
side.
knocking at your door, and you answered. So your sister closed the
sister's
door for
married.
Lucifer.
Shut the fuck up. God
And
was
you
on your
opened it.
side, not hers. God was on yours. Shut the fuck up.
Okay. All right, fair enough. Fair enough.
Oh.
Moving right
okay.
along. Name, age, and where you from?
Yes.
My name is Ryan. I'm 19. I'm from 6'7", 5'7". I'm from Pennsylvania, Philly, WB. Shout out.
Okay, we out in Miami, and we got one out in. She's from Philly. How long you been out here for?
Yeah, I lived in Miami for like 2 years.
Yeah,
Mhm.
2 years.
Yeah.
What's your relationship status?
I'm technically single, but I've been messing with somebody for the past like month and a half.
He black?
Huh?
He black?
No, he's white. He's
He white? Oh,
he's-
chat,
he's
niggas,
a
y'all got a
Christian.
chance. Slide in her DMs. She with some, you know what I mean? You could definitely go steal her.
No, I don't want it.
I'm just messing with
Hill
you.
Mike.
So wait, what you do for a living?
Shout out Hill Mike. W Hill Mike.
Yo, Mamacita, one mic at a time. Let speak. What you do for a living?
I do OF. I
Okay.
dance and I invest in small businesses and in crypto.
What small business you invest into?
One of them is like a small makeup brand, like eyelashes,
Okay.
and the other one is clothing brand.
Okay. And you invest so that those are other people businesses or
Yeah, I
yours?
just help them out because I make a good amount of money from like dancing OnlyFans.
Yeah.
I put a lot to the side. I put most of it in Bitcoin, but then the other, not all of my savings, but like probably half of my savings goes towards like this and other people.
And
then
how
I
much
get,
you
like,
make on OnlyFans if you don't mind me asking?
I don't think I
You
could.
want to disclose? You want to give a ballpark figure?
I make 6 figures a year just from OnlyFans.
6 figures. I mean, 6 figures is a large number. Like, is it low, mid, high? So mid would be 500,000 a year. Low would be anywhere from 1 to 200,000, 250,000.
Like low to mid.
Low to mid. All right, she in a 3. She in the 3 range.
Yes,
3.5.
ma'am. Okay, go
But it's nobody's business. I actually don't have shit. I'm broke as fuck, and I don't
You broke.
have nothing.
The IRS
like,
probably after you. Okay, you could say. you
Well,
broke.
we're the brokest bitches in here.
And what's your fun fact?
I'm a both cat.
I was a cheerleader and a dancer for 13 years until I graduated high school. I did from kindergarten to senior year.
Okay, cool. And moving right along, Maya, Welcome back, No Fugazee Podcast. Hey, chat, we got Maya on. You know, she was over out there in PA on our podcast, but she out here in Miami too. It's lit. Maya, introduce yourself to the audience if they don't already know you.
I'm 24 and I do OnlyFans. I stream. I do tattoos, and I just got into photography a little bit. So
You just got into photography? Okay. And what's your relationship status?
it's complicated.
Hey, Steve, was it complicated before? It wasn't. She was single. Oh, she been in Miami. It's complicated now. All right, we lit. So that definitely changed within like the last month and a half. You was on my show, right?
Yeah.
2 months maybe?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that.
Okay,
So,
all right. It's complicated. Was this from one of the chat niggas y'all slid in her DMs, flew her out? So what happened? What y'all do, bro?
You being messy.
Okay, all right. Never mind. Let's move it right along. Maya, give a fun fact.
I play video games.
You play video games?
That's
Yeah.
hard though.
You got virtual reality?
No.
What were your video games you play?
Yeah, what kind of
Name
video
it.
games do you play?
Apex, Overwatch, Rocket League,
Shut up.
Warzone, Baldur's Gate.
You good or you
And
trash?
God of War.
Chat saying you trash.
She's good.
I'm good at Apex, and like Warzone. I'm better at like shooter games. So I just started playing Rocket League again. Like I haven't played it in a good like 2-3 years, so I'm kind of trash with
You
that.
back?
but-
Okay, all right, fair enough. Hey, other than that, man, let's get into the gems. We got my man McQueen on the podcast. Yo, man, thank you for coming on.
Of course.
Man, introduce yourself to the audience, my No Fugazi audience. Let them know. I mean, they probably already know you, man. You've been blowing up everywhere. This 1 million subs and all that, bro. Viral Instagrams, viral. We see you everywhere, bro. So yeah, speak a little bit.
I'm just a comedian. I'm just a nigga that makes funny YouTube videos, and I've been doing it since 2016. So yeah, man, I just want to make people laugh and inspire, and that's it. And I just want to do that on a mass scale and make a lot of money and help people out. That's it.
That's dope, man.
Yeah.
Yo, and we got my man Hector on the podcast, man. Appreciate you for coming on, man. You want to introduce yourself to the audience?
Yeah, everybody, I'm El Señor Romero Emiliano Pablo Hector Jesus, Mentuition Network, host of the Parallel Perspective. You can find me at I am Hector Jesus on Instagram.
Hey,
I help men become the ultimate versions of themselves.
that's dope, man. Check him out, man. Fluo, we out here to do a podcast with these two gentlemen. It's gonna be fire. Other than that, in the description right now, we got a few links. So the first link in the description is to become a member. If you click that link, you could join a membership and you get a lot of different perks. The first tier is gang, second tier is hitmen, third tier is mob ties. You know, if you join mob ties, you're welcome to the cookout. You locked in with us. The next link is going to be for one-on-one coaching. So if you need help in dating and relationships, media and marketing, and in your own masculinity, join that link, click the link, and, you know, I'll coach you and guide you through your endeavors. The next link is for the merch. We just dropped the merch. It's sold out right now. Steve, the merch is sold out. Yeah, we dropped it last week and it's sold out already. So, but when we go back to PA, we're gonna restock and we're gonna release it. So new merch is gonna be out soon. And also the Mr. Man glasses that you always see me wear, we're gonna stock that up as well. The next link is gonna be for the Clips channel. Click that link and subscribe to the Clips channel because a lot of people steal our content, which is totally fine, but we want to compete, so we are pushing out more clips. So subscribe to the Clips channel. Also, if you didn't like this podcast, like it right now. Don't be a ninja watcher, and subscribe to the YouTube channel and click the notification bell. Also, these two gentlemen, go ahead and subscribe to McQueen's podcast. He's tagged in it. Also, subscribe to Men's Tuition Podcast. He's tagged in it as well. Go support them. Go show them some support as well, man. Without further ado, we got any super chats that came in? Let's see. No, I do have someone that joined a member. Let me go ahead and find that real quick and shout homie out. We do have a new member that came in here. Where you at, man? Let's see. Okay, so you joined a member. JD Marty, welcome to the gang, bro. So you joined the gang tier, man. Appreciate you, man. Look out for all the new perks when you join that tier. Also, you get a little star next to your name too when you're in the chat. So chat it up, man. Hop in the chat. Other than that, without further ado, let's get into the first question. We started with you, right? Let's start with you. So, how many baby daddies you got?
One.
Go.
And I haven't fucked him in over 10 years.
Okay, so you got one baby dad. So it's a two-pronged question. We going around a panel. So you have one baby daddy. How many kids?
2.
2 kids.
Mm.
And is your father in your life?
Yes, he is now. He wasn't. He
Okay.
is now.
When did he come into your life?
A couple years ago. We just got cool. He tried to come back in when I was like 18, but like I wasn't really feeling it yet. But we're cool now. We're actually like really close now.
Okay, cool. And what about, so you said around 18 he came into your life. All right. And what about you? Any kids? Well, you said you don't have any kids.
No.
So is your father in your life?
Yes.
That's good. And he's always been in your life from, you was raised in a nuclear family.
Yes.
Okay, cool. And what about you?
No kids.
Yeah, you 19. You better not. I mean, you could have some kids. It's prime.
I would if I could.
I mean, you're in a relationship, right?
Yeah, but I don't
Okay.
know. I want to be like financially stable.
Stable?
Yeah.
Okay. Financially stable on your end or his end?
I guess traditionally it would be his end.
He not there yet? You can get there. You can get there, brother. You get there. Just click the link in the description, man. We gonna help you get there. And so no nuclear family.
Sorry?
Where's your father in your life?
No, he got deported when I was 3, so he's never been in my life.
He got deported back to Cuba?
Back to Dominican Republic.
Dominican Republic. I'm just guessing now. There'd be a lot of Cubans out here. I've been in Miami. Cubans be everywhere.
That's true.
And moving right along, Maya, you don't have any kids. Is your father in your life though?
I just filed a restraining order on him a couple months ago.
Why'd you follow a restraining order on him?
Because he tried to kill me and my mom.
Where
and
does
shot my
motherfucker
dog.
through?
He's such a dog.
Yeah.
Wait, he tried to kill you and your mom. All right,
And
let's
the
break
dog.
this down
I'm
real
so
quick.
sorry.
And the dog. And the dog. Don't forget the dog.
Yeah,
He shot
okay,
her
fair
dog.
enough. I'm Michael Vick over here. No, I'm playing. He Michael Vick over there.
Yeah, him. Don't say
He
that.
wild. He wild. So listen, Dean. So wait, were you raised in a nuclear family, like with your father, or no?
Yeah, he was present, but not really present, if that makes sense.
Okay, he was present, but not really present.
Yeah,
so meaning that,
yeah, he's like
was he in the house paying the bills and stuff, or no?
No, he hasn't worked in 15 years, 20 years. He's a drug addict and alcoholic, and my mom basically was like a single mom. She works from home doing like IT shit, so she makes bank doing that. She took care of both of us, so, and then it kind of escalated with the drug abuse and alcohol abuse, and yeah.
Got you. So she done filed a restraining order on daddy. Okay,
Yeah.
let's move it right along.
Yes, please.
What about you? You don't have? Do you have kids?
I don't.
Okay, no baby fathers, no kids. Is your father in your life?
Here and there, I feel like mine is kind of similar to hers. He's kind of manic, so like there'll be like 2-3 months he's like really involved, and then I won't hear from him for like 6 months, 7 months, or maybe a year.
Okay.
But yeah.
So when you were raised, when you were young in your adolescent years, was your father and your mother like together in a house?
Yeah, my parents got divorced when I was 11, and then after like their divorce, my dad started this. I had a really good dad up until my parents got divorced, and after like a divorce, I didn't see much of my dad unless he wanted money or something out of it.
And what about you? You don't have any kids, do you? You?
Me?
Yeah, do you have kids?
I do. I have one.
You have one.
Yes.
So you got one baby daddy.
My
So
world. I swear to God, that's my whole world.
was your father in your life or no?
No.
Your father wasn't in your life at all.
He passed away when I was 7.
He
So,
passed away when you were
no.
7. Sorry for your loss.
Yes.
Okay, but you do have memories of him up until 7.
I do, yes.
And up until 7, was he living in the house with your mom or no?
No.
No.
They
Okay,
were
so
separated.
they were still separate.
Yes.
Okay. It's funny, and this couch over here is not funny, but it's actually serious. This couch over here. So your father was in your life. Your father was in your life up until 18.
No, he came in at 18.
He came in at 18, but then for you, what was the situation with yours?
He got deported when she was 3.
He got deported when he was 3.
And then I didn't talk to him for a while, and then I talked to him for maybe a year, and then we stopped talking.
Yeah. I
Well,
stopped
my
talking to
mom
my
died
dad
when I was
at the
7.
age of
So
7.
like,
Okay, yeah.
that's sad that your mom. Sorry for
7,
your dad.
yeah.
My mom
7.
died when I was 7 also. So.
My
Okay.
dad died when I was 7.
Yeah.
So it makes sense.
Okay, well, we gonna get into this in more detail. Let's get. Y'all got any questions for this? No.
No, this
Okay.
is kind of depressing.
It is a little depressing.
I mean, fucking daddy issues.
I'll say this much,
That's
Julio. You can tell the effects of the absent father.
She seemed like she's gonna cry. No offense, but
Yeah.
like,
Well,
You
did
know.
your voice
what are
get
you trying to
shaky?
say?
No, I
I'm
think
not
it,
trying to say anything.
we'll talk about it later.
Ladies, one mic at a
Sorry.
time. Hector speaking. Go ahead.
Yeah, you could tell the effects.
You can
The
tell the
absent
effects.
father, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
And-
observing every lady very carefully. You can tell.
Okay, Hector, tell me what you see, man.
So what I noticed, like the lack of a masculine figure in the household, aka the destruction of the nuclear family, affects men a lot, right? But I think, and I would argue that it affects women the worst, considering the fact that, ladies, if you didn't have your father in your life, you don't know what love is. You assume what it is. You have an idea of what you think it is, right? But you're always gonna just have an idea,
Very much.
regardless of maybe if you did have a father, a masculine presence in your household, then you would have an idea of what love is.
Okay. What's your takes on that, ladies? Anyone?
I
No,
got-
sir,
very
no,
much
disagree.
disagree with that.
Okay,
I
okay,
very
let's
much
that's totally
disagree.
ladies, we're gonna
I-
do one mic at a time. Y'all can disagree. Let's start with you said something first. Let's start with you.
Yeah, I think I disagree with two things with what you said. I think the first one is that the destruction of the nuclear family affects women more. I think absent fathers can affect women more, but I think having a really toxic mother definitely affects
Yeah,
men
way more.
way more. And I also think just because your father is present in your life doesn't necessarily mean you know what love is, because your father can still give you really toxic examples of what love is.
Well, I said a masculine figure.
Masculine, whatever
Yeah,
it
a
is.
masculine father is going to show you what love is. An unmasculine father
A
won't.
confident masculine. But I think it's really
Well,
it's,
confidence is part of masculinity.
Well, I very much disagree with that because first and foremost, I definitely know what love is, and I didn't get it from my mother or my dad, but my grandmother loved me so dearly. Like, I definitely know what love is. I definitely know how to raise my kids and be
Okay, well,
a
then
woman
let me
and be a
rephrase that
respectful
then.
person.
Let me rephrase that then. You don't
Yes.
know what the love of a man is supposed to be.
Okay, yeah, that
Right?
might
You might
be
know what
different.
love is in regards to how your grandmother loves you or your mother loves you, but the love that you're going to receive from a man, you
That-
get taught that by a
Okay.
man, right? And
That
that
might
man
be
is supposed to be your
maybe
father.
more.
Now, in regards to the toxic mother, yeah, I agree. The toxic mother may very well affect a boy more within the destruction of the nuclear family, but the absence of masculinity in the nuclear family, in a house, right? It's going to affect women a lot more in comparison to a
Okay.
man.
Okay.
Now, does it
No,
affect
No,
the
you
man?
can go
Yes.
ahead. Go ahead.
I
and
was
then
gonna
you know.
say I also kind of agree with what he's saying, only because, no offense to any ladies, but you guys all said you guys are OnlyFans and like strippers and shit, and like, I mean, I feel like the more women that don't have their father in their life are more susceptible to that. You know, like
Yeah,
you know, I
I
didn't
ain't
have
have to
mine.
point
I
it
had
out. She
uncle-
being a little no
I agree,
fugazi right
yeah.
now.
I mean, I have uncles, so I mean, I guess they were more like father figures, so maybe that's why I didn't fall down that route. But I didn't. But I noticed a lot of women that don't have a mother or, I mean, a father figure for really are prostitutes or OnlyFans or some type of sex work.
Well, the plot thickens even more than that. We'll get into some more detail. I know you had a take too. Why you disagree with what he said?
So you see, like, I don't have a dad, you know, and like it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, like, I do everything that it takes. Like, I have a kid,
Yeah.
so I do everything that it takes to provide for my kid at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. All right. So you're
Regardless of,
saying
like,
that you're fine
And
without.
my dad has no fucking aspect into what I have to what's going on in my life.
I got you. So I have a question for you. Your dad had no aspect in the choices that you made in your life, right?
No,
And your mom had no.
she had everything.
She had everything to do with the choices that
Yes,
you made in your life.
yes. My
And
mom
what-
means
let-
fucking everything.
So look,
to
look,
me.
look. Listen to what you just said, right? So you just proved his point. You just said that your dad had nothing to do with the choices that you made in your
Right.
life, and your mom had everything to do with the choices that you made in your life. And guess what? Your mom influence, right?
Yeah.
Influenced you to be on a stripper pole, to be having
No.
OnlyFans and sexualizing yourself on
wait,
video.
wait.
Listen, time out. Let's package this. Let's package it together. Let's package
Wait.
I'm not done yet. I'm gonna package it up for you, right?
I didn't hear that.
I'm saying that if your father, a strong masculine man, like he said, if your father was in your house to, influence you as well.
My father would not
You're thinking about your father specifically.
You're thinking about your father specifically. I'm talking about the father that he mentioned, a strong masculine man. So
Okay.
it's like this. It's very simple. We got facts and statistics on it. Single mother households breeds degeneracy is because kids really don't listen to the moms.
Degeneracy.
Degeneracy. So that's smoking, drinking,
Scum
selling
of the
drugs.
No.
The scum of the earth.
People
No.
in prison, they usually come from single parent households. These are statistical facts, right?
No.
It is a fact. So I'm trying to
Is
pack.
it?
Yeah.
Is it actually a fact?
See your friend now. But listen to what I'm trying to say is I'm trying to help you out here. So you said, well, no, my father he didn't influence any of the choices that I made. I'm saying that without your father there, your mother was the main influence. So that's what led you to the stripper pole and OnlyFans and stuff like that, right? That's all I'm saying. But okay, you had a point, right?
Yeah, I was
Go ahead
gonna
with it.
say a lot of people disagree with what he said, but I kind of agree. Maybe I don't know. I think me personally, like I'm a dancer. I don't dance a lot anymore, but I still do here and there. OnlyFans, sugar dad, stuff like that. I feel like if my dad was more in my life, like you do need like that male role in your life to show you what love really is. I feel like a lot of my past relationships too were really toxic, and they resembled a lot of like my dad. And I feel like you need a dad in your life to show you what, like, how a man should treat you, especially like how he treats you and how he treats your mother.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Like really reflects how like the kids' relationship, you feel me, treats them.
Well, yeah, the chemistry
I don't know if that
between.
makes any sense. I'm about to explain.
Nah, I
But
see
you
what
have
you're
to
saying.
realize, like, me and, like, not having,
Right.
like, all that since,
Nah,
like,
I mean,
7.
and she pointed out something very clear.
It's
She
like,
said,
yeah, it's been, like, since the age of 7, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't really know.
yeah, you don't really, but that's what I'm saying. She pointed out something very clear. She said, this couch over here, all the girls that's on OnlyFans and stuff like that doing sex work, it's kind of evident that, we kind of can see it clear, the effects of not having a father in a household. That's what she mentioned. That's what he mentioned as well. I think. What you observed, McQueen?
About
What's
the
wrong
women?
with not having a dad?
Yeah, we just speaking about fathers right now. And
Oh, well, I
What
mean,
is wrong with
I'm
not
not gonna
having
lie.
a dad, though?
I don't have a dad either.
There's
a
nothing
lot of things
wrong
wrong
with
with
it.
There's a lot of things
There's a lot of things wrong.
We can talk
I
about that.
personally
In your
think
life.
there's nothing wrong with it.
I think there's
I
something wrong with it.
personally think there's nothing
There's
wrong with
That's
definitely
it.
because you
something
grew up
wrong
like
with
that and you're used to it and you're
Like,
comfortable
I mean,
with it.
like, I'll
So
raise my kids, like,
you're
just
trained,
me
your
and
mind is
her, and,
trained
like,
to
That's not gonna work out
no
well.
fucking
Your
dad.
mind is
type
trained not to
shit, you know,
care.
like,
But most
It is
people
what
do
it
care.
is.
Yeah, one mic at a time too. What'd you say?
I
I said
said
that's not gonna work out well.
it's not?
No,
Watch how it works out.
I don't think it is.
Okay.
Because
You know what I'm saying?
listen to me. Let me
You have
ask
a
you this.
daughter?
I do.
Okay, so let me ask you this. What do you do for a living? You strip?
I am a stripper. I do OnlyFans.
Okay, now.
I do all that shit.
Okay, so what do you think your daughter will be influenced by?
Let's just say you see her and like there'll be like elementary school kids who'll be like, "Oh my God, your mom does this, your mom does that, and da 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 da."
It's what
should be
she will
influenced
see, right? What do you think she'll be influenced
But you have
by?
to see like if I'm making as much money as I'm making, and like she's doing
What's
the
your
shit
name?
that she's doing,
What's
like
your name?
it's not gonna really affect her because she's still gonna have the shit that she has.
What's
It's
your
shit
name?
that I didn't have.
What is your name?
Yeah.
What's your real name?
Ayana.
Ayana. I'm not asking you that. She might be financially stable. I'm not denying that, right? You strip.
Right.
Men are giving you money for sex,
Wait.
right? You're selling sex. You're
Selling
that's what you're
sexuality.
doing.
You're
Sex
selling
work
your
can be like
pictures
OnlyFans.
and
Okay,
stuff.
continue.
Sure.
Continue.
Might she be financially stable? Sure. But what I'm asking you is, what do you think is going to influence her if she sees her mother, right? Her superhero, the woman she looks to be like. What do you think she'll be influenced to do when she becomes a woman?
Okay, and I understand that. But you have to understand, like,
Answer
where
the question.
I come,
Yeah.
where I come
Man,
from.
answer the
and what
question,
fuck
though.
I do.
You gotta answer the question.
Answer
You
it.
can't just say
Why
I
would you
understand
surround
and then start
yourself
talking
by-
about your own.
Surrounding myself by. I understand. I do understand what you're saying.
No, I'm not saying anything. I'm asking you a question.
So ask it.
I did. I said, what do you
Again,
think she'll be influenced by?
Yeah,
if she
so
sees her
I got
mother?
you.
Okay, so the influence.
I'll help you out. Real
I
quick.
don't.
Let me
I
break it down
really.
to you.
I don't expect her to like look at me and be like, "Oh, like this is who I want to be like."
She will, though.
But it's like the fact of is like I can do the shit and like have the shit that I want for her that I can have, except for what I wasn't able to have.
How old
know?
are you?
I'm 21.
21. Yeah, that makes sense.
So it's like she can have this shit that I wasn't able to have at the age that I'm. You know.
Yeah, so here's the
So-
thing, right? You're looking at things. I see. I mean, it's okay. I mean, you're looking at it like, okay, I want to provide and I want to give her things. You're viewing the world in a very materialistic way. So you're worshiping the materials.
But that's how the world
I know,
is.
Let me finish.
You know?
That isn't actually how the world is.
Kind
The
of.
world is more than the materials, right? The world is about the
Kind
soul.
of.
The world is about what's in the inside. If you get with a guy and he's a crappy guy and he's abusing you, you don't want him if he's has $1 million, if he's knocking you out every day, because
It
his
makes sense.
inside
It
is
makes
ruined. So what's on the inside is very important. So he's asking you a question, and that the question that he's asking you is like peel back to layer 2. If you're on the pole and you're doing OnlyFans, what would your daughter be influenced by? Daughters want to be just like mommy. Sons want to be just like their father, right? So your mannerisms and what you do doesn't matter what toys you buy her, what PlayStation games you buy her, any of that material stuff. She's still
No.
going to absorb everything that's inside you because that's what's showing out. You feel what
No.
I'm saying? That is true. That's how it
I
works.
feel like if I were to absorb everything that I know now and put it into something else to where like she was able to focus it onto something else than what I was doing, then it would be, like it would be more beneficial. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, let's just use an analogy real quick because your logic is flawed. So here's an
I
analogy.
guess my logic is flawed.
Here's a hypothetical.
Is it the liquor?
Maybe a
No,
little
it's
bit.
just flawed.
Here's a hypothetical to test your logic, and then we're gonna move on because I don't think does anyone really. Maybe so.
What?
I just feel like if I was doing the
I was
things
trying
that
to see if
I
any
was
other girls
doing,
agree with her.
No,
right? If I was doing the things
Okay.
that I was doing, and I have my kid, and like, it is what it is. Like, obviously, she's gonna see the things that I'm doing, right? But at the end of the day, like, she's gonna be able to like progress and like understand.
Let me ask you
the
a
shit
question.
that's
It's
going
very
on.
simple, right? Very simple. Here's a hypothetical to test your logic. If someone has a drinking problem in general, let's just say someone has a drinking problem.
Okay.
What's the first thing you think of why they have a drinking problem? Everyone
Family
thinks
history.
Tequila.
family history.
Family
was your
Did you
father
just
having a
say
drinking problem?
Alcoholics, no,
It's
alcoholics.
fucking tequila.
Listen,
It's the
ladies,
tequila.
just listen. Everyone thinks this. If someone has a drinking problem, you think, well, was your father an alcoholic? Was your mother? Where did this drinking problem come from? What influenced you to have this addiction or these type of behaviors, right? You understand that, right? Okay. So all let's now flip it to selling your sexuality, doing OnlyFans and stripping, stuff like that.
Okay.
What's going to influence your daughter? Well, your behaviors, the things that you are doing.
You can't
Just
even
like
understand this
alcohol
shit
would
right now, it's so
influence-
That's why I make sure I'm.
God dang, she don't understand the
Can I
hypothetical.
say?
Let's move
Can I say one thing?
I thought I tried to.
But what you were saying right now, what you do would affect your child. That's why I make sure I stay on the right path.
Okay.
Especially when it comes to my kid, I can make sure I come home. I make breakfast every morning. I be outside
Me
day,
too.
every working,
Let me ask
and
you
I
this.
come home at
Can I
8
ask you a
p.m. and make
question?
dinner every day because I know what I do affects my child's future.
Stop. I make
That's
breakfast
good.
every
Parents who
morning,
expect
lunch, dinner.
That's good. Hold. Time
my
out. Let's.
shit, everything.
Hey,
I make sure
but
my
meals
kids
baby
can
girl.
only do so
Time
much.
out. Ladies.
Time out.
Let's have a concise conversation. So real quick rules. When someone is speaking, just let them land the plane and then start speaking again. And also, don't try to hijack the podcast. So like, say if someone is making a point, don't like ad lib. Like, yeah, this girl. We got 1 million people watching right now. Well, I mean, they're gonna be watching. Clips are definitely gonna go viral. But it's a couple hundred people watching right now.
Yeah.
But they need to hear everything we saying. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So, McQueen, what was you going to ask?
I was just gonna say, do you believe that there is a pandemic of sassy, bitch ass niggas nowadays.
Ooh. Sassy. Okay, bitch ass.
Yes.
The word I can't say.
Do you believe that? Yes or no?
Your friend's saying yes.
Yes.
I say
Okay.
yes.
How do you think those men are created?
Because of people who think they're above
No, it's
everybody
because
else.
it's because they're raised by
It
single
really is.
moms. It's because they're raised by single mothers.
Single mom.
Yes.
I'm a single
There's no
mom
masculine-
myself, and I can tell you right now that it's not what it is.
That nigga not even grown up yet. So how do you know?
How old
my
little
kid
Daddy
gonna be
is?
growing and my kid finna
How old
be
is your
fucking
kid?
going stupid.
I'm just being.
Nigga not even grown
I'm just
up
being.
yet.
I'm just being 100. How do you know that?
I'm sorry
Because
for that.
if there's no masculine figure in the household as he's growing up,
It don't
that nigga
matter.
gonna grow up to be a pussy.
I'm the masculine figure, my
You're not
We
that
see.
masculine.
But I'm saying that's not
You're
enough.
masculine.
That's not the. You can't be. You're a woman. You can't be the
I can.
Okay.
I feel like I
All right,
can.
listen. I'm just saying. Don't complain about pussy niggas when that nigga. You're literally creating.
What?
Yes. You're creating one.
Did y'all hear this?
You
Did y'all
are.
hear that right now?
You have to have a masculine figure in the house in order for him to become a real
No.
man. You do.
No kizzy, no cap. Do you need a masculine figure in your house?
I send my son to his dad's for every summer.
Shut up.
Yeah. See, it's shocking news,
You
right?
need a
I can't. I don't know.
Well, you
Like,
you
it's
have
just me.
you have a grandma, somebody.
I swear to God, it's just me. Like I can't
I
help
make
it.
sure
Like,
my
yes,
kids
I can
be
be
around their dad.
to whatever I want her to be. Like,
You want to say something?
I feel like
sorry, I
you
couldn't help
do
you with that
need like a male and a female figure in life. The female figure will give you your soft side, your emotional side. The male figure will give you, and this is only just like in general, not everybody in general. Da da da. The female will give you your more feminine side, your emotional side. Da da da. The masculine side will give you your, you feel me? Da 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 da. You feel like me, right? I had a good dad up probably to like middle school, right? After that, it's like I'm only around my mom a lot, so it's like I'm really into myself. I'm such an overthinker. Like I think all men aren't shit. Like my mom talks so much shit about my dad and so many bad things about my dad that it like really put an effect on me. I'm dating shitty men. I don't have any man being like I have no dad figure in my life being like, oh, I'll beat him up. I'm gonna shoot him and like my
So
shotgun
listen.
when he come in here.
Listen, baby girl, you in
Like-
that entire rant you went on, you contradicted yourself. Let me tell you how you contradicted yourself.
I'm agreeing with y'all.
No,
I'm
I
like,
understand you could be agreeing, but you contradicted yourself. It's okay. I'll help you out, right?
yeah.
So in one side of your cheek, you said that, well, I think that, you do need two parents because the woman, and I think it is good. That part I agree with. It is best that kids are raised in a two-parent household. That's true. But then out of the other side of your cheek, you said because, women are more emotional and they can help you out with your emotions, right?
Mhm.
And then in the next side of your mouth, you said that, well, the reason why I have this view of my father is because my mother skewed my view by all the bad and negative things she spoke about him. So let's peel that layer back of that. She was very emotional. She was an emotional woman. So your mother was draining all her emotions out on you, and that's what changed the view of your father, right? So when we look at it, a two-parent household is what's best. But I mean, this couch is a prime example of what happens when you're raised without a father in a household, because a father instills decisiveness, integrity, and discipline into his son, and he turns that son into a man. A mother can never do that. Women are indecisive. You don't know what you want to eat. You barely know what you want to wear, and your face is covered in a whole lot of makeup. That means that you're trying to cover up what's true about you. Men, we are truthful. None of us have any makeup on. We are all chilling. We are showing our true selves. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So with that being said, you need the truest figure and the realest figure in the house, and a person that doesn't live in their mind. Women's mind, they live in hell. In a man's mind, it's no hell in a man's mind. You wake up mad just for no reason. Think about it.
Well,
I don't care what woman.
I don't really think I agree with
Listen,
that.
ladies, you don't have to
This
agree
ain't
with.
heaven.
You don't have to agree with.
This ain't
Stripping
heaven.
and being on OnlyFans is by definition hell for a woman.
Bro,
whether
what?
You,
That's just
whether-
easy money. What
whether
do you mean?
Whether, yeah, and easy,
That shit
and guess
is
what?
easy.
And guess what, Ayana? Easy money
Ladies.
comes with hard problems for
I
a
don't wear
lifetime.
makeup. I don't do OnlyFans.
One mic at a time.
I'm so sorry. I
And
look at
ladies,
OnlyFans and everything like
I
that.
got
It's
you.
easy.
I'll answer the question to you why. You get your menstrual cycle every month. That means that your hormonals always fluctuate. You're more emotional than a man. Also, you are higher in trait neuroticism, which means that you feel more negative emotions than a man. So, with that being said, your emotions are already always fluctuating. That is the definition of hell.
Are you on birth control?
No.
What the fuck? What the fuck?
I don't know.
What?
What?
I just
You
think-
have to be on birth control.
Are
That
you?
just shows that women are
Are
fucking
you?
fluctuate
You don't have
so
to be
much.
on-
No, wait. I'm just
That's what-
asking. Like, are you?
That was the
You
most-
don't
Like,
have to be
are
on
you?
birth control.
Like,
But-
what the fuck? Because there's so many women.
Thanks for
around
making their
that,
point right.
No,
let him finish
it's
his
just
shit.
not making it right.
I landed my plane for now. I think you had something, but
Yeah, I feel like the women that you're describing, well, first of all, you're generalizing, and second of all, you're describing like unevolved and women who are not self-aware. And I think that women that put in a lot of work and like inner work and self-healing, I think that they can be more in control of their emotions, and they don't live in hell, and they don't need to do, they're not motivated by, no offense, by money. All I keep hearing from you specifically is money and materials, which is that's cool. But just adding to all of their points, I think that you're all really just generalizing and describing really unevolved, unhealed women. And like, I don't identify with probably like 90% of what was just said.
yeah. So I'm not describing. I'm describing 100% of all women from a biological standpoint. I'm saying this, right? So all women. The reason why. I mean, in all the old texts, the Torah, the Bible, the Quran, all of the old texts, a woman shouldn't lead. Why did they peel back the layer of why all and all the churches, all the saints and everyone, why did they say that? Well, a woman shouldn't lead. Why did they say it? Let's think about it. Well, okay, she isn't physically stronger. Well, a leader doesn't actually need to be out there fighting. Okay, let's put that to the side. So it must be something internal in the way the biological makeup. She's just not made to be leading anyone.
Disagree.
So, and the reason why is because, like I'm saying, it's the chemical imbalance. You literally get your period every month. And you get your period every month. That's a regular cycle for you to have kids. But with that being said, you're more moodier. And it's scientifically proven that you do feel more negative emotions. Generally speaking, women feel more negative emotions than men. That's scientifically proven.
Yeah, I think that you can be susceptible to these mood swings, but I think if you, like I said, if you're self-aware, you can coach yourself through these moods, and you can analyze yourself and be like, and tell yourself, this is what I'm feeling, this is not normal, and you can process it differently.
I think you can. That is true. You can process your emotions differently, and you can not be as to the far extreme as someone that's very emotional and dwelling in their emotions. Because men are emotional too. It's not like we're not emotional. He was just talking about the sassy men, right? Well, those sassy men, the reason why they became sassy and very feminine is because they adopted their mother's nature. That's why I said,
so.
Listen. The reason why he said that these guys are sassy and she's creating a sassy man is because that boy will adopt her nature because he doesn't have a father to protect him from the mother's nature. So I'm telling you that it's in your nature to just be more emotional than a man and feel and live in hell in your mind more than a man. From a general standpoint.
Generally.
It's not saying that you, like, think about it. Let's not say that you over here are not more emotionally stable than maybe another man that's smoking weed, living in his vices, smoking weed, drinking, partying, doing all these degenerate behaviors, masturbating all the time. He has no self-control or any discipline. Well, you would you'll be more emotionally intelligent than some of those men, right? So I'm speaking about a general standpoint, but overall, from a general standpoint, it's women are just more emotional and you tend to live in hell more. It's not saying that you can use certain tactics to help you with that.
Yeah. No, I would agree with that. And I also kind of disagree with your point just a little bit, because I definitely think the focus seems to be on single mothers causing this sassiness or lack of masculinity in men.
Uh-huh.
But I think it's it's not just the mothers to blame. I think there's also a lack of accountability on men to want to make themselves more masculine, to want to improve themselves. And I think that if we just focus on, oh, it's the mother because there was the mother's energy and the mother, it's also the men. Like, we need to hold the men accountable for not being there. We need to hold the men accountable for not putting in the work and not being masculine as well. It's both.
I agree.
Correct.
I agree. I agree with
Correct.
that. I agree with that. However, right? If do you know anything about psychology? Like,
Yes.
Okay, so you understand that the most important years of of a human being's brain programming
Childhood.
is from childhood.
1
So
to
if
5.
so,
Which I will say,
1
side
to
note,
5.
I was a nanny for 9 years and I've raised infants, toddlers, preteens, teens. So I'm very familiar with development and children
That's
and
great.
childhood.
so
Shut
I
up, 1 to 5.
So while I agree with your point, like if you are a mother who is a single mother and you're raising a man and you're instilling all these bad, habits, feminine, ways and, personality traits and this and that into him, it's going to be very hard for him to have first of all, if there's no masculine figure there to begin with from the very get-go, it's going to be hard for him to figure out that there's even a problem to begin with.
Can we do
And-
she too?
Huh?
Not just him.
Anyway, so and then when he grows up, there's also going to be another, a bunch of other men who grew up the same exact way that is not holding him accountable. So it's kind of hard. There's never going to be a mirror, you know what I'm saying, that's going to help him understand that he's being feminine in the first place. And I'm not saying that, men shouldn't seek that because, even with me, I can sit there and be honest that there were some ways about me that I needed to, I guess, boost the masculine stats up, that I had to sit there and look in the mirror and admit to myself. But I'm aware that I'm kind of the exception. Not kind of, I am the exception. Most men aren't going to do that, so
Most people.
yeah, exactly. So even to your point about you talking about women and this and that, how you don't feel like you identify with that. Well, that's because you're the exception. We're speaking in generalities here. You know what I'm saying? That's like me saying the grass is green. And then you're like, oh, my grass is brown. Okay, well, that's cool, but most grass is green. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, it's the same thing with, the men's situation, that the point that you're disagreeing with me is okay, yeah, that's true. Men do need to take accountability and look in the mirror, but it's way harder to do that if you're starting off with a terrible start like that, And like we just got through saying, those are the most important years of a child's life, you know what I'm saying? And your mental programming. So, and it's very hard to unlearn those things.
This is the thing too, ladies. When you hear people say that it's a woman that's instilling this kind of behavior, it's not that you guys are doing it consciously. It's subconscious. A child, right, between the ages, I would argue between the ages of 1 and 10, really. Between the ages of 1 and 10, he's observing a mother's behavior and he assumes, right? Maybe it might be subconscious, but he's assuming that this is the way I'm supposed to process my behavior. This is the way that I'm supposed to process my emotions. My mother processes her emotions this way. And especially in the neighborhoods we come from, the Black and Latino, we see all these other children around us that share our reflection acting the same way. And we associate this behavior, I'm going to up the skull and up on him because we assume this is masculinity. When in reality, and I say this all the time, masculinity is stoicism, is the ability to control your emotions. Cooley said it earlier, men, we feel emotions as well, right? Yeah. We have feelings too. However, the way that we process our emotions, there's a feminine way of doing it and there's a masculine way of doing it. A lot of women, you guys aren't aware that you're doing this to your sons and daughters, right? But you are in fact doing it. And it's because of the lack of that masculine figure. It doesn't always have to be the father. Of course, the father would be the most ideal figure to be in a child's life, right? Because you create that nuclear family dynamic. However, just the masculine figure being present. There's men that's raised by their grandfathers or their uncles, right? But it's the lack of the masculine presence paired with the way that a woman typically, right? Because we are speaking in generalities, processes her emotions. Yes, women are more susceptible to negative emotions, right? That's why lesbian couples, far more divorces in comparison to heterosexual couples and homosexual couples. That's why among the 50 to 60% of divorces, right, are initiated 85% by women, because you guys are more susceptible to negative emotions, right? Your control of your emotions aren't as powerful as a man's ability to control his emotions.
Any takes on that? Okay, I wanted to break some things down and analyze some stuff, but go ahead, Maya.
I was just gonna say, like, I agree. I just think like kids can't compartmentalize certain things. Like, even not even just kids, but like up into like teenagers and stuff too. I think like you just can't like separate certain things, and it, like you said, it's not like a conscious thing. It's like a subconscious thing, and on both sides, like parental and like as like from like a kid's perspective, like. Because, like, I think, like, the whole OnlyFans thing, it's not like you wake up one day and you're like, oh, I want to, like, sell my body for money. There's a lot of ways to make money, but, like, I think that it's just kind of an inherent thing that you don't realize, like, that you're doing, kind of. I don't know. I don't want to.
I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
I don't know. My kid, I do more for my kid than her dad would ever do, so.
And
That's
I feel
fine,
like
but you're thinking about it on a monetary level. Like, ladies, you guys have to understand that
it's not just monetary.
a man's presence in the life of his children isn't just monetary. You guys have very little emotional. A man is supposed to be there for you, not only just financially, right? I'm talking about traditional roles, but emotionally, spiritually, right? For your physical protection. He might not be there financially, but your daughter.
He's not there any other way.
Okay,
either.
sure, right? But I can guarantee you that even though your daughter might not need a man financially, a father figure financially, she's gonna need him emotionally. She's gonna need him mentally. She's gonna need him spiritually. You
can't
Ayana?
provide that.
Ayana?
I can.
Yeah. That's your name,
You can.
Ayana?
No,
Ayana.
You can't provide that.
Yes, I can.
You think you
Yeah.
can,
Partially,
and that's
no,
fine,
you're not
right?
a man.
But you
Partially,
can't.
probably maybe 50%.
Emotionally, spiritually, and like
your child needs 100%.
personality wise, yes,
Oh,
I can
no.
fucking
You can't.
I can
think about all the
train
girls
them.
we meet in the
listen.
club.
Your
Think
child
about
needs
the girls we meet in the
100%.
club.
Your
Bro,
child,
one of them have dads in the
Linda,
club.
listen.
One
Your
mic at a
child
time,
needs
go ahead.
100%. Okay, you could probably do 50%, maybe 25. You need a family.
60.
A family. No, it takes a village,
We give him
baby girl.
60.
It takes a village. Okay, so the father is part of that village. I would say you could barely probably do 10, 25%.
No,
And the dad would probably do another 50, you 25%, and then the family does the rest. You can't do it all by yourself, even if you want to believe that you cannot. It's not possible.
Cool.
It's-
So
Yeah.
I wanted to analyze the whole conversation and get in y'all perspectives. And we're gonna speak facts here because this podcast is called No Fugazee. So let's break it all down. One, let's just start with what you said. What's your name again? I'm sorry, I'm horrible with names. And
Me?
Kristen.
Yeah.
Kristen. Kristen. So the fact is that I see how you're looking at it when you're talking about that you are, you're not as emotional as most women and stuff
She
like
said
that.
it's right.
And you
Which
have a
took a lot of
control,
work. Mhm.
something that you've worked on, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying that you'll never be able to regulate your emotions how a masculine man can to that degree.
I'll never be a man.
Yep.
Yes.
Got you. So you'll never be a man. So with that being said, this is why, and you said it to her, like, no, he needs his daddy in his home. Like her son needs his father. Also, so I just want to tell you that right then. Also, quick thing, manipulation happens when you focus on the effects and you don't focus on the cause. You don't get to the root of things. So here's the truth, ladies. Every man and woman, you got to think about it. We all adopt the nature of someone. So you said something earlier with him. You said that men need to take more accountability.
Mhm.
Men need to take more accountability. And I was like, wait. This is manipulation happened. I just sat back. I'll explain. I sat back and I was like, let me analyze this. Yeah, this is manipulation happened. So men need, because it's focused on the effects. Men need to take accountability for not being,
For not holding themselves to a standard of being their best self.
a manly man.
Yes.
So yeah, think about it. I took back. So let's break it down. Peel back the layer. So I thought about it. I said, manipulation has happened there. I spoke about it on other podcasts, but let me actually break it down today. So here's how it happens, right? That weak, sassy man and feminine man, where did he get his nature from? He got that nature from his mother.
Or
No.
Or a father figure.
Where did he get? How did his father get that feminine nature?
Maybe another
From his
father.
mother or from his father. And then where did that father get that feminine nature from? What I'm telling you back, if you look to the root of it, it came from some woman. It came from some woman, and that man or that boy adopted the woman's nature, the mother's nature. And then what happened, he had sons. So this flamboyant and incongruent nature and indecisive nature and non-integrity nature of his own self raising other sons, he just putting his mother's nature on his son because he adopted that nature. So when you peel back the layer, when you get to the root of everything, because manipulation happens when you focus on the effects instead of going to the cause. And here's a fact. If we just explained it. The cause is going all the way back. The man, the flamboyant feminine man, all he did was just adopt that nature from some woman. Because real masculine men, we aren't flamboyant, we aren't indecisive niggas. We spoke. I hit up McQueen. He was like, "Yo, man, nigga, I just be chilling, bro." I was like, "Yo, what's popping in Miami, nigga? I'm on the same routine. I eat the same thing. I go to the gym here." I'm like, "Nigga, me too. We do the same thing. Like, we have a schedule and we don't switch up. We're very decisive. We know what we want to do and what we don't want to do. It ain't nothing you convince us to do if we don't want to do it. But to a woman, why do you think all women are like bisexual? Like, if you think about it, not all women, but women tend to claim, "Oh yeah, I like girls." Well, you're more susceptible to being influenced. A woman is more of an agreeable creature, generally speaking, so they're more likely to eat another woman's vagina. They're more likely to be influenced to lick some titties. They're more likely to be influenced to kiss a girl. When you go to these college parties, you see girls on girls kissing. You don't see guys on guys kissing. And only if you do see a guy on guy kissing, well, they just adopted their mother's nature. The mother's nature is an agreeable nature.
Kiss. What you talking about?
Okay.
I see your
Yeah.
point, and I still at the same time think that men don't hold themselves accountable. There's no self-reflection there. It's just a continuation of trauma cycles of not having a masculine role.
Real quick. What gender is more likely to not hold themselves accountable?
Male.
A female.
Male.
Stop real quick. I'm talking to her. So what gender will more likely to not hold themselves accountable? That will be a female. So if the man isn't holding himself accountable, he adopted his nature from the woman.
I don't see it in terms of gender. I see it in terms of individuals. I feel like people that generally are not real with themselves and people that don't know who they are and aren't their true selves and don't want to improve, don't want to grow, and they just want to be the same people and they don't want to challenge themselves, they're not going to hold themselves accountable. I don't see it as men versus women. Individual. Also, I surround myself, all my friends think the same way that I do.
Would you agree to this? Influence creates thinking, thinking creates behavior.
Influence creates thinking, thinking creates behavior. Influence can create thinking, but it's your job to analyze your thoughts.
We know that, but does influence create thinking?
Let these influences affect you or not.
I got you.
That's the thing. So you're either passive in your reality or you're active. And I think you're describing a very passive mindset personally.
No. So I'm saying influence creates thinking. We have 5 senses: seeing, touching, hearing, tasting, and smelling. Our 5 senses absorbs information. So we're influenced by our 5 senses, right? So what we see, if we're watching things, influence. If we're watching our mother's nature, a very feminine nature, a very agreeable nature, a very emotional nature, that's influence. If we see a man, a very masculine nature, dominant nature, assertive nature, that's influence. So I'm saying that influence, it is a fact. It is a fact. We don't really have no original thoughts. Truthfully, there's only a few geniuses out there that had some, but even if you think about it, well, that original thought came from, think about it, Tesla, Einstein, and all of these people. Well, they already was given a blueprint of some type of wisdom, some type of knowledge and education, and then they just built from that. But to the root of it, everyone was influenced to think and have thoughts. From that, then, you have a decision to make because we are beings of free will. Then you have a choice to make a behavior. So it is true. Influence creates thinking, thinking creates behavior. So with what you were saying, it just wouldn't correlate based off of you're saying that, well, no, men do need to take accountability because they are weak, sassy, and things like that. I said, okay, granted. He even agreed to it. Okay, we could grant you that. But if we peel back the layer and get to the root of it, I'm just saying that the flamboyant, sassy, feminine man, he only adopted his mother's nature, right? So if the mother,
because there's a lack of a father, yeah.
but at the end of the day, let's speak about statistics now. Who divorces most? Who initiates most of the divorces?
Women.
Women. Okay, so that's from the women. The reason why fathers aren't in the home is because of women. So I mean, we can.
You just
we can do it. You can do it either way. Either way, we can do.
You're talking about divorce. First of all, I know plenty of divorced couples
there are statistics
who
that
co-parent.
Yeah,
who
I understand.
healthily co-parent.
But these statistics cover breakups too, not just marriage.
Yeah.
And I know plenty of men who, by choice, are not around, or they are around and they're not great fathers.
Okay, but you're still thinking about the exception.
I'm not, though.
You are.
I'm not, though.
You're statistically, that literally proves that you are.
But I'm not, though, because I can sit here and off the top of my head name 10 people who have horrible
and statistically
fathers.
We can name so many more people.
Yeah. You're looking at it from a subjective view. We're talking objectively. So you're speaking like your own anecdotal experiences and things that you observe.
Wait.
We're speaking more objectively.
I'm not going to blame women for having fatherless households. I'm just not.
You don't have to. To be fair, sure, ladies, right? You control very little. You control very little. You guys are not free thinkers. You guys are not philosophers, right? So at the end of the day, sure. Could I agree with you to a certain degree? Yes. Men, that's why I hold men the utmost accountable, right? Because you guys are going to be influenced one of three people, either your husbands, your fathers, or society. Considering the fact that society is ran by men, your influence is from men. So yes, are men ultimately accountable, right, for the lack of or the destruction of the nuclear family? Yes. But the behavior that they're talking about, the behavior that these flamboyant feminine men are adopting is in fact from the mother. Is the ultimate fault the father's fault for being absent for whatever reason? Sure. But that's where you guys have to understand. You guys control very little in society, right? Let alone disciplined men, like sexually disciplined men, you'll never control. Right? You guys are being influenced by either your husband, the majority of you guys are unmarried, your father, the majority of you guys don't have fathers, or society, right? And society is going to be ran by men. So yes, is it men's fault ultimately? Sure. But the behavior, ladies, the behavior that you guys have as women,
he's speaking about the behavior, and that's why I get to the root of things. What creates the behavior? What you think? What creates what you think? What you're influenced by? Guess what? The woman has been influencing these kids.
It's both. It's the woman. It's the woman's behavior, and it's the lack of the man.
Okay, so if the man's presence isn't there, he is incapable of influencing the child's behavior.
Men commit the lack of domestic violence.
Yes,
women do.
And it's the overly presence.
What's your name?
Kristen.
You're proving his point.
Yeah, you proved it.
But I've been agreeing the whole time.
Yeah, but you're saying
I'm just saying hold them both accountable.
But
men are held accountable.
We already held it. Regardless, we held accountable.
Excuse me.
We'll get to you.
Men are held accountable. Could we agree? Okay. Women are the most obese and overweight that they have ever been in history. Can we agree on that?
No.
Yes, in America at least. Obesity
in
America. Obesity in America is an all-time high.
No. Women, see, and ladies, you guys, the BMI, the body mass index is real.
Because they're having kids.
Women are the most obese. By 2030,
ladies, one mic at a time. Hey, Hector speaking. One mic at a time.
By 2030, 50% of America will be overweight or obese. This is statistical fact, right? Ladies, you are the most promiscuous that you've ever been in history. That's a fact, okay? You guys are unruly. You guys are uncoachable. You guys are disagreeable. You guys have been the most, maybe not you and your 10 friends that you know, but collectively around the world, you guys are the most unruly, the most masculine, the most uncoachable, disagreeable, promiscuous, sexually undisciplined that has ever existed in the world, ever in the history of humanity. You guys, the destruction of the nuclear family ultimately, right? Is it some sort of conspiracy? Yeah, of course, right. But for the most part, men and women, right? Children are being influenced by you guys. It's you guys that's influencing them. Society is incentivizing you guys that it's okay to have multiple body counts, that it's okay to be overweight. And on the contrary, you get a fat man, he's a fat fucking loser, right? Society holds men accountable. You guys aren't being held accountable. not only by society but by weak men.
Yeah, you don't hear like guys aren't shamed.
That niggas is
I just
winning
said
right now.
society holds men accountable.
Yeah,
if a man is overweight and he's not making any money, society lets him be known. He's not gonna get any women. He's not gonna get any opportunity. I'm not hanging out with no fat niggas. Keep it real. I'm not hanging out with people who ain't making no money. I'm gonna keep it real because I hold men accountable. If you're overweight and you're not making no money, guy like me, I'm sure Cooley and McQueen can agree.
We don't keep those men around our circle. And basically what he's saying is like you don't see society like it's a derogatory term to call a woman fat. It's a derogatory term to ask a woman her age. To a man, you could call him fat, obese, you could call him broke. No one shames that woman for calling that man that. But if I be like, yo, ma, you doing you too big. You popping out that dress. One, you're gonna feel ashamed. Two, you're gonna be like, other girls are gonna be like, oh my gosh, you're so rude. Three, I'll get canceled and people will say things. I don't work for no one, but I could lose my job. Anyone could lose their like life and livelihood.
Blackmail
for a multitude of things. Yeah, so that's all he's talking about. But McQueen, you had anything?
Nah, I agree with everything.
Okay, cool. Let's get to the super chats, and then I got a question for y'all ladies. We're gonna go around a panel too and get y'all involved. If y'all got any questions, we're gonna get to that too. So we got Chris sends in $5. Candace Owens went viral for saying ban pornography. It is a psychological weapon intended to weaken our men. Thoughts? That is facts. What's your thoughts on that?
Well, I mean, I actually posted. I don't think you've been following me for a minute, right? So I posted a video about this recently, like, because I'm not gonna say I was like a Terry Crews porn addict, but I mean, you know what I'm trying to say? Like at the same time, I did understand. I was watching it enough to understand how it was negatively affecting me. So now I just don't watch it at all. And what I've noticed and how much it's helped me has made me realize how much it was fucking me up for the longest time. Because I've been beating off since I was like 14. So it's just like for you don't even realize for how long you have been drained of your divine masculine energy. You know, that same energy allows you to attract, you know, not only women, but like, you know, high vibrational things, money, you know, opportunities. Your creativity is just on a whole nother level. Your focus on a whole nother level. Your discipline is on a whole nother level. You're just way happier. You know, you're way more ambitious. You have way more high vibrational thoughts. And you've been draining yourself of that by nutting on your chest for fucking 14, 15 years. You know what I'm saying? And you don't even fucking realize that shit. You know? And so also porn itself, that's just beating off itself. But porn is giving you, now first of all, you're watching two people have sex. Okay? People you don't even fucking know. You don't know what type of energy they're holding. And you're sitting there watching it and beating off to it. Okay? And you're absorbing that energy. You know what I'm saying? So that's number one. Number two, okay, like it's giving you unrealistic expectations of what sex really is in the real life. You know what I'm saying? You start going up there, you start like getting into sexual situations with women, and you start expecting the things that you're seeing in these porn things, but these things don't actually fucking happen in real life. Mm-hmm. So it's like it's just really bad, man. It's really bad. And then honestly too, like, you know, with porn being so accessible to men nowadays too, men are less motivated to even go out and actually talk to real women because they feel like it's just easier to just go watch a naked woman with big titties and a fat ass and just beat off to that shit. And I don't care about women no more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's all facts.
So,
what's your thoughts on that?
I think that I agree with Candace Owens. I do think that porn should be banned. I think OnlyFans should be banned.
They're like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Don't put me on. Don't put me on.
Bro. No, it shouldn't. No, it shouldn't. Go put it in right here. This man don't know what the fuck he's talking about. Hey, he started talking about white people shit for room.
Let him continue.
Continue.
Like, what happened to like the wholesome woman who like went as a waitress to make money, right? Like, ladies, you guys are trading your fucking dignity for money at this point.
I don't.
A lot of you guys, like, y'all showing titties, showing ass, y'all fucking shitting bags and send them to these guys. Like, y'all do wild, nasty ass shit.
Yes.
Y'all just do the way they do
you
that.
know that?
Nah, I ain't know that.
They're shitting and sending it to these niggas.
One mic at a time, ladies.
Porn, you guys, like, yeah, no, porn is destroying young men. Like just
No.
totally porn, masturbation,
No.
all of that. I agree with everything that McQueen said. And you know, the majority of children and 13, 14 teenagers, they're children, are addicted to porn. It's that
No.
dopamine hit that they get.
What you got?
You know?
I just wanted to go off the like banning I do think that porn addiction, it can be like a bad thing, and I understand that because the guy I'm fucking with now, he put me on this like this whole thing of like him in the past. Anyways, I'm just speaking my personal experience. My mother, she for me, she's really similar to me. She went to school, she got kicked out, she couldn't afford it, so she started dancing to afford school, and then she danced until she got her PhD. She paid off no student debt. She paid off all of her student debts from dancing, from start to PhD from Ivy League school,
And guess
right?
what? Your mother...
And she became a college professor. Now she works for the. She works for the government. I'm not gonna say which section of her name, anything like that. But she worked. She danced so she could afford to do that. So I'm not gonna say I agree with the porn addiction. I understand that, but it's the same as any other addiction. Like, people will blame, like, even just regular addiction, they'll blame it on the addict and be like, well, maybe they shouldn't have started doing drugs. Maybe they shouldn't have started doing porn. Maybe they shouldn't have started dancing. Maybe they shouldn't have started watching porn OD like that. You know what I mean? It's like any addiction, it's like you could blame the person who's addicted to it for, like, maybe you shouldn't have started on that. But it's like everything... everything's gonna be oversaturated anyways. Drug addiction,
I have a son.
Porn
Right?
addiction.
I have a son. If I was an alcoholic, or I lacked ambition, or I was just inadequate as a man, and my son adopted my same nature, and he was drinking and smoking and was inadequate as a man, I would feel ashamed as a father. I'm letting you know. Your mother should feel ashamed as a mother, because you literally adopted all of her behaviors and her nature, and that's what led you to the stripper pole. You just proved our point correct, where she was on a stripper pole doing things, and you adopted that same nature and been on a pole. So remember, we talking about worshiping materialism, right?
Yeah.
She did all of that for a better job, for all of this, but guess what? It led her daughter to make the same mistakes that she made.
Only because, okay, I do agree with you, like, halfway, but it's, like, not everybody. My mom couldn't, same way with me, like, I had to leave school because I couldn't afford it, and then I started dancing so I could. I took a gap year, I'm about to start this year, at least ended my gap year.
Yeah, I see what you're saying, yeah.
But I'm about to start school again. Anyways, sometimes, like, you are born into situations where it's like you can change your outcome, but sometimes you have to do things you don't necessarily want. Like, my mom, I don't want to dance either to pay for my college. I don't want to dance for any of this. I don't want to do OnlyFans.
I got you, baby girl. Listen, I'm saying that you can make a decision to change your outcomes from a materialistic view. Mm-hmm. That's because you're worshiping material, right? You can't change your reality based on your internal view, your morality. So at some point, your morality has to supersede the hedonistic and degenerate behavior. That's all I'm saying. So it didn't matter all of the things that your mother accomplished. You still follow and made the same choices that she made.
But that's only because, like,
no, it's because I'll tell you. Look, this is why it's because.
I don't want to.
It's because of this. It's because influence creates thinking, and thinking creates behavior. Your mother was your prime influence.
Yeah, but I didn't know. Like, I didn't know she was dancing until after I started
know.
It.
Look, I got you, baby. Look, you don't have to know. It's because it's behaviors. I could say if I am a. Say if I am a let's say I'm a
dealer.
Not only that. Let's say I'm a liar. I'm a liar. It's very simple. I want to speak to you about behaviors and how people can all sense it, right?
Yeah.
Why can we all sense? We just know someone that gives off used carsman sales vibes. Because it's like they move around, they jittery, they lie a lot. They make up stories, they elaborate on all of these stories, and we know because they always got that story like, Yo, one time, I had that Benz pulled up. Nigga, you ain't have no Benz. Why you telling this story about this? You trying to convince me to buy something. We know the used car salesman vibes. So it's not about the material. I'm saying it's about what's on the inside. And I'm telling you that what was on your mother's inside, when someone is making choices, right? The choice is here. Before they made the choice, they had to think about it, right? And thinking about things, your mannerisms and the way you move, even before you make that choice, is gonna be showing off. Even like sometimes you already know that your man could be cheating. You're like, he acting a little funny. You know what I mean? Like, he ain't do this right. He ain't like, something was a little off on him. He got this look in his eye. Like, you kind of know. You get that intuition. You kind of just feel like he was texting another girl. He's with another girl. And sometimes you're right, ladies. You get what I'm saying? But the reason why you're right is because he's expressing his thoughts outwardly even before he even made it sometimes. And that's the same thing that your mother was doing, expressing her behaviors. You ain't never have to know she was on a stripper pole. But her mannerisms and just the way she moved around by raising you, her incongruency, oh yeah, baby, you got to go here at this time and this time and this time because she on a pole at these times. Well, why is Auntie watching me? Well, Auntie watching you because your mother on that pole. So you get what I'm saying? So all of these little things you adopted and that's what led you to the pole. It's a thing sometimes that we can't even see, but our other senses pick up on it.
Yeah, that's really understandable, but like, trust me, I understand, and I agree with like a lot of the points you guys are saying. Like, I do, but at the end of the day, it's like sometimes I worked at Dunkin' for 2 years. I made pretty good money there, and I kept doing that through college. But it wasn't putting me through it. That's why I got kicked out of the school I was at because I couldn't keep up with the bills I was paying. Even though I had scholarships, I had grants, I had everything.
Let me ask you one question real quick, right? And the three of you ladies, actually you two, you're not on OnlyFans, are you?
I am.
Okay, the three of y'all. Real quick question. Would you ever date a man seriously that is subscribed to your OnlyFans? Yes or no?
Depends.
No.
Okay, no here. No.
Okay.
And what it depend on?
That's a great question.
Well, if I already knew him
just the fact that you have to say depends, we'll take that as a no. And I'm saying that the reason why you wouldn't date those men is because you know that for them viewing what you're doing, you would never take them serious because what you're doing is demonic.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? That's truly what it is. So it's like, why would I take this nigga seriously if I'm like what?
That's a great girl. That was great.
Subscribe to my OnlyFans, I would not take them seriously.
No, I
just the way she broke that down.
You have to realize, like, it is what it is at the end.
Oh yeah, it is what it is.
Okay.
So I have a question.
Okay, go ahead.
I have a question. So if you guys wouldn't take a man seriously who would subscribe to you,
It's different.
and this is not me saying this in a negative way, how do you expect men of quality who have values and dignity and who cherish women to take you seriously?
I have a man right now who he's so good. I haven't danced. See, every OnlyFans is different, right? Some girls only do like lingerie pictures. Some girls do like full porn. I don't do porn. I don't do anything like that. Everything is by myself. I don't show too much. Anything like that. I have a man right now who takes care of me. I haven't danced at the club. I haven't seen Sugar Daddy. I don't do anything since I met this dude because you need like a providing dude to get you. I don't want to say you need a providing dude to get you out of that, but for me personally, it's like I found a guy. Like, I don't need to go to the club because or see anybody else or really focus on all the extra shit just because I already have a man who's taking care of me. And
let me ask you a question.
But do you think that with what you're doing, you could get the highest quality man you could possibly get if you're doing OnlyFans?
Not at all.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. So that tells me already.
I'm already knowing I can't get
your guy. I already know your guy, right? Your guy that you're in a relationship, he's inadequate as a man. He's just inadequate as a man because how it works is very simple. How it works. It's different from women because women are born with their value. Men have to create their value. So you just got a whole lot of options. Life is fine. You're living in kind of like La La Land, which it's okay because you're a woman. And men recreate this safe life so you can live in La La Land. And actually, to be truthfully, sometimes we want y'all to live in La La Land.
That's where I want to live too.
I call
I'm
it
living in La La
frolicking
Land.
freely through flowers and La La
Yeah,
Land.
so
that's fucking La La
I'm saying
Land.
this. The reason why I know that your man is an inadequate man is because he but he took a girl, he gave a woman a serious commitment that's on OnlyFans and on a stripper pole as well, right? No?
Not
Okay,
since
not
I've been chilling with him. You know what I mean?
Okay,
like,
got you.
like since if I'm fucking with somebody who's like
I got you. Let me finish real
providing
quick.
for me, then I don't need to like do that. Like I'll still do things on my own. Like I still have other things other than OnlyFans, dancing, and sugar dance and stuff like that.
I just want to go to
But
the
you
reason
know what
why
I mean?
I already knew he was inadequate, because men, we got to go on a journey to get some intolerance, right?
Mhm.
Natural men, all men were usually very tolerant of females' inadequacies, meaning that we kind of just, we don't have a whole lot of standards for a woman because we haven't built up the intolerance to be look at a woman and be like, oh yeah, I'm not going to take that. And the reason why is because competence leads to accomplishments, which then creates confidence, right? And when a man is truly confident, genuine confidence, not that used car salesman confidence, you could see it, right? And then he has options. And with options, he has an abundance mindset. And once he has that abundance mindset, he has the ability to be intolerant of your behaviors. The reason why your dude is accepted your behaviors because he doesn't have the ability to get a chick that ain't on OnlyFans.
You got it twisted.
And no,
My dude is
you can be a pretty girl, right? You can be a pretty girl. Pretty, but she's on OnlyFans. She's doing things.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll take that. But another guy that has an abundance mindset and options, he can get the same girl just like you that's not on OnlyFans, and guess what? He's gonna take that chick.
And guess what? So my dude, shouts out Hill Mike, shouts out Hill Mike, and he's a streamer.
Shouts out.
He
bro.
W Hill Mike.
Yeah, he gets like
Hill Mike.
yeah, W fucking Hill Mike in chat. Anyways,
L Mike.
That's your boyfriend?
and he's not my boyfriend, but
That's
it's
fucking
exclusive.
like-
Exclusive. I know he's not fucking other bitches. I know because I'm there. Like I'm with him like almost every single day.
No
Brian, let me
kissing.
ask you a question. Does he love you?
He
Back
told
no
me.
kissing.
He told
Do you
me.
think he loves
Back
you?
no
Good
kissing.
question.
He actually
Real
told
quick.
me he did today.
Okay, does
But
he love
anyways.
you or does he love fucking you? Because it's two different things.
No, because
No,
I
he
didn't
loves
give
her.
him.
I asked her.
I didn't give him pussy for the first 2 months we were talking, just because like the field I'm in, like that's usually what dudes expect, and I already know that. So like in real life, like I might do OnlyFans, I might be dancing, but that doesn't mean like I have a super high body count. That's a
No, I'm
big
not saying.
like that's
It's
just
a misconception.
Yeah, it's just a really
It's
big
a very
misconception.
Do you
big
want to hear something
misconception.
Yeah,
interesting?
we actually
Brian?
not saying.
Do you
Yeah.
want to hear something interesting?
Tell
If
me
he
something
loved you,
else.
you wouldn't be on OnlyFans. Because
Yeah, but at the end
when
of
a
the day,
man truly loves a woman, there's certain you guys are just
but it depends what you do
proving
on
his point like
OnlyFans.
to the T. Like
You can do porn,
a
you can do
man
lingerie
becomes-
pictures.
period.
You know what I
Like,
mean? Like it's
really,
a whole
really,
spectrum.
really,
Even that though.
really, a man that's built himself to a certain level won't tolerate certain pictures on Instagram.
Okay, then
Won't tolerate
Won't tolerate.
your Instagram being on public, really, right?
Well, me
Just
and
like
Mike's-
you not tolerating them broke dudes, just like you not tolerating those guys that's not confident, you're not tolerating those
Yeah.
inadequate men is because you got options. You got an abundance mindset. You know
Well,
that you don't have to tolerate
shit.
that is because you could get a more masculine guy or a guy that has some money to, kind of cater to you. But guess what? Guys, we don't live that type of lifestyle. Most guys are just born very tolerant
Talk
of
your
females'
shit, right,
inadequacies because we don't have the options. But look, let me get, McQueen, you want to wrap up on that? You had anything?
Rapid,
Can
hit
I
it
add
freestyle.
something?
Go
The
ahead.
only reason is just because like I know I posted it, so I don't know if any of Mike's viewers watch it. Me and Mike, it's different because every situation is different. So I understand like broadly, you guys are right. Like broadly, maybe if I was dating somebody regular, but he's like a social media, he's a kick streamer. Feeling pretty. I'm not saying like top kick streamer, but like he's pretty kick streams. Every single kick stream, he always invites over girls. Even when I'm over there, invites over like his whole niche is like inviting over like baddie, like OF bitch, like not even just OF bitches, but like just inviting over bitches, party stream. But I'm always there, like he'll talk to other bitches. So
you're
I'll
saying
go on
that the
OnlyFans,
reason
but
I got you. You're saying that the
yeah.
reason why you saying that he's not really accepting me because he doesn't have options. This is kind of his niche and what he does.
yeah,
So he's used
he
to the
has
girls that's making
options,
content
but
and
he
stuff like
picks
that.
me.
Yeah, and all I'm saying is that trust and believe. If he had true options, and not only that, it's two things.
I see
It's a
your
man.
options.
It's like this, right? when you have an abundance mindset and you got it from action, you had to take steps. Because some people can just kick stream, but they ain't build up no character. You're not building up character as a man kick streaming. You're not building up a character as a man doing some type of, media content and stuff like that. That doesn't build up character for a man, right? So when you build up that character and you go through the competence leads to accomplishments, which then leads to confidence. What is competence? Well, to be competent, right? Well, that comes from intelligence. That comes from discipline. You need to be competent. You're getting things done. You're goal-oriented. And then you'll have some accomplishments. This is all the building up the character process. You have some accomplishments. Then guess what? When you got some accomplishments, you sitting back and you got that genuine confidence. And you ain't tolerating no chick that's doing OnlyFans or on a stripper pole as your main chick. You may smash them and may have some fun. I'm saying that those kick streamers ain't build up that character. So, and not only that, he doesn't understand his value. That's the other thing. A man that doesn't understand his value, all I'm saying is this, a man that doesn't understand his value, that nigga let a woman run. Will Smith is a prime example. Will Smith is a prime example. Everyone wanted to be like Mike Larry and a Prince, you know what I mean? Everyone wanted to be the Fresh Prince, but meanwhile, his woman is sleeping with August Alsina, doing all of this type of crazy stuff because he doesn't understand his value. That's just how it is.
Can I give an example just to expand on that, Cooley, please? So there's this book called The Art of Seduction. It's written by Robert Greene. And they talk about two seducers, right? Yep. They talk about Casanova and they talk about Don Juan, right? Or Don John. So Don John slept with thousands of women, right? Where Casanova only slept with hundreds. But this is the difference between these two men. You guys probably think, well, I mean, he's just sleeping with a woman. What's the difference, right? Casanova slept with like princesses and governors' daughters and things like that, right? Don Juan slept with thousands of random women, right? You could tell a lot about a man by the caliber of woman he attracts. OnlyFans women, I'm sorry to say this, but you guys are low value women, especially in the dating marketplace, in the sexual marketplace. A lot of women associate high value in a woman with their education and their ability to produce finances, right? That's not what it is. Same thing with a man. Like, you guys are attracting low caliber men, and you tell a lot. The same way as like you are the people you hang around with. Same way when you attract the opposite sex. You are the kind of person you attract. And a man who's attracting only OnlyFans women, you just proved it. Mike, whatever, what was his name? Michael.
That's OnlyFans. Like, there's bitches who got whole law degrees that go to on his streams. You know?
Cool.
But
anyways,
it's the morality.
The morality aspect of it. Like the kind of caliber of man is a reflection of the kind of caliber women he's attracting. So no, you're with a low value man. He might be a high earner, might make a lot of money, but value when it comes to what makes up a man, like he was explaining earlier, a man knows his value unless he doesn't have the value or he's unaware of his value.
Yeah,
I think he's great, so I think it's
that's
high
totally
value.
Yeah, you know, that's true.
Really
That's good.
to me,
no, truthfully, that's good that you look at your man in that light, and we're not trying to change that at all. Fair enough. Yeah, because it's always better for the woman to like. Okay, yeah, it's always better for the woman to like the man more than he likes her, but I would still argue that. I still think that he likes you more than you like him. You think so?
I think he does like me more like him.
Yeah, it's gonna.
But
it's not
I do like him.
You just admitted that.
But that's only because I don't like seeing
you admitted he
women. I don't like seeing women bitches. He never sees me with dudes. Like, I don't. Like, on my OnlyFans, I have zero content with dudes. I do everything by myself.
Would you say that you run the relationship?
Porn. Huh?
Would you say that you run the relationship?
Fuck no. It's really equal between us. Like I said, he's like...
Okay, let's say if he said, baby girl, I want you to stop doing OnlyFans today. Would you stop?
Yeah, I would for him specifically.
Wait, what's his name?
His name is Mike.
Mike, camera on me. Mike, if you watching... You know you don't really want her to sell her cheeks online.
Yeah,
for
he doesn't want me to, and he said that.
So okay.
He rather, but
there.
that's why I stopped dancing. I haven't danced since we started taking each other seriously. I haven't danced. I like I said before, I have like sugar dads. I haven't seen any of them. Like, and none of that.
And
I still do OnlyFans, but even then, it's like I don't make porn, and I don't.
I got
like.
you. I feel you. All I'm saying is very simple, right? The fact that you just admitted that he likes you more than you like him, the fact that you just admitted that he doesn't want you to be on OnlyFans, but you're still doing it, that tells me that you run the relationships relationship and you wear the boxers. Do you have boxers under that? Stand up for us real quick. I'll just mess with
I
you.
don't.
But listen, look, I'm gonna get to the super chats. This is fun, and then we're gonna get to some more questions. Hey man, we live right now. No Fugazee podcast. This is the Miami takeover. We got my man Hector over here, and we got McQueen. Let's get it, man. I see y'all in the chats. So we got Repo Poppy sends in $5. W String, welcome to Miami. Blessings from the Mentuition crew. Hey, appreciate the support, man. We have Aiden Smash sends in $2. He says, bro, tell that 304 stop chewing gum. It's annoying. Who has gum?
He was probably talking about her.
Yeah.
Oh, she left already?
Yeah.
Okay. She left. We got
some rolls.
Els the engine air sends in $2. He says someone chewing gum too dang hard all in the mic. They sending them
She
money.
was smacking, bro. She was.
She was smacking. I ain't even peeped.
Yeah.
I didn't even know she had gum. I would have told you to spit that out. We have Omac sends in $5. Yo, appreciate the support. So, ladies, do y'all have any questions? If not, I'm gonna get to another one.
I'm gonna use bathroom.
Okay, you think? No questions, ladies?
What do you want for sushi?
Bet. No questions? I bet I got one for y'all. So, here's a question. Let's see here real quick. Starting with you, we're gonna need to get you involved. The chat was asking the girl in the orange dress. She didn't say anything all podcast. So, so here's a question for you. Wait 1 second. I had it. Let me see if I can find it again. Okay. Nope.
Cash at me $80.
Okay, here's a question. So should you take a cheater back?
No.
Start with her. Should you take a cheater back?
Depends on the situation.
Depends on the situation. It depends. What situation would that be?
It really depends on the situation. Because every situation is different. Most, like 10 times out of 10, I would not be with you.
So 10 times out of 10. Have you ever taken a cheater back? You have. Okay, so that's not 10 times out of 10.
Yeah.
You took him back 9 times out of 10.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. And what was the reason, your reasoning for taking him back?
You know, we talked about it. It's kind of how a relationship works. You gotta go through it, talk about it. So.
Okay. You talked about it, and you forgiven him.
Yeah, we solved the problems, and that's it.
Gotcha. It was still dwelling on your mind, though. You kind of still had a disdain view for him afterwards, or did you totally forgive him and you've moved on?
It took some time, and then I moved on.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you moved on, and you broke up that relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you broke up that relationship. Do you think one of the reasons why you broke up that relationship because you just couldn't get over the fact that he cheated?
No, it just got really physical.
It got physical. Okay, so it was a multitude of other things. Fair enough. So cheating really didn't have anything to do with why you broke up with him.
No, it just kind of started with it.
Got it. Okay. And that was the only time you got cheated on? Or you've been cheated on before?
No, that was the only time.
That's the only time. So it's 10 times out of 10 for you. So the only time you was cheated on, you actually did take that man back.
Mm-hmm.
And you broke up with him, like, how long after that? A few months or a year?
2 years after.
2 years after. Okay, so you fully forgave him. All right, so yours is 10 times out of 10. In your personal situation, you take a cheater back. What about you? Should you take a cheater back?
I think it's situational for sure. I think if he's like a repeat offender, or if you guys are early in your relationship and he's already cheating, it's probably not going to work out. He's probably not sexually disciplined, or he probably really doesn't like you that much. But I think if you're in a long-term relationship, you guys are going through a rough patch, or you're married and for whatever reason you guys aren't having sex for 6 months or whatever, I think I wouldn't be proud to admit taking a cheater back, but I think I'd be more likely to if we were together longer and there was...
Did the guy ever cheat on you?
Yes.
Okay, you took him back?
I took him back, and I broke up with him because it happened a second time, and I think he really just lacked sexual discipline.
Okay, fair enough.
Altogether.
Maya, what about you? Should you take a cheater back? Yeah, should you?
I don't know. I think like most of the time it probably wouldn't work out, unless the only time I probably would try to fix it if I was like married. But I think most of the time, like, it's gonna happen again, like,
Okay.
because of the sexual discipline thing and just, like, or they just don't like you that much. But, like, I've done it and it just escalated from there. And, like, there, like you said, the whole physical thing, like, there's other issues. Like, a lot of the time it's associated with that. Like, they don't have respect for, like, your relationship or other people's relationships or anything. So,
Okay. And so the time when it happened, you was only cheated on once, or how many times?
every relationship that
Every
I've
time.
been in.
They
yes.
just- wait, time out. The girls got your back. They been giving you sympathy. Oh, baby, I'm sorry for that. So every time you were cheated on, all right. So you've been cheated on every relationship. Did you take every one of those guys back? Or no?
2 of them.
2 of them. Okay, and other ones you just didn't take them back.
Yeah, no.
Got it. What about you? Should you take a cheater back?
In old relationships, I have, but more recently, I haven't. Just because, you feel me? If I could be loyal, you can be too. If I like somebody so much, like, I don't need somebody else to, like, feel any. Like, if you're really the one for me, you should be doing everything for me. I shouldn't even have, like, a second thought about needing somebody else, and it should be, like, reciprocated. So no, I don't. I definitely would not.
You okay? You went, but you have taken a cheater back in the past.
Yeah, like my first relationship, I was in like high school though, like freshman year of high school.
Got you. And what about you? Should you take a cheater back? Ayana?
I can't really talk too much shit because I've been in like a 3-year relationship and I've taken it back every single fucking time. Like I've been cheated on about 20 times.
Damn, you taking it back? Did you ever cheat back?
No.
You never did revenge cheat?
No.
I don't believe it. I don't believe it, but
I promise you I didn't. Like, I swear to God, I put it on everything I love. Like, no, I didn't. I'm not on that. I don't care about it. Like, I was really genuine with the relationship that I was in, and then, like, it ended. So now I'm where I'm at, and it's just, it is what it is. But, you know, like, I still would respectfully forgive somebody for something that they've done. Because I know if I were to do it, I would want, like, someone to respect and, like, forgive me. But even though it's not something that I would do.
Okay, all right.
You know?
So you took the cheater back every time you cheated. Okay.
Yes.
Now, I got another question for y'all, starting with you.
Okay.
What do you think is worse, if a man cheats or if a woman cheats?
Man.
If a man cheats?
Yes.
Well, you took
110%.
You took him back every time.
Exactly.
What?
It's much better for a man to cheat than for a woman to cheat.
You just said the opposite, though.
No, it is. It's so much better for a man to cheat than a fucking woman to cheat.
No. I'm saying what's worse.
What's worse?
Yeah, what's worse? If a woman cheats or if a man cheats? You said if a man cheats.
It's kind of the same thing, I guess.
This nigga changing her answer every fucking 3 seconds. Pick an answer.
Just pick one. Which one is worse?
Just pick one.
Which one's worse?
Yeah, just which one's worse. It's okay.
I guess a woman. It's worse for a woman to cheat than a man.
Okay.
You know it is.
Why?
Why?
Yeah.
Because women have more emotional kind of connections to things.
So you
knew the whole time. You knew that it was worse for women to cheat the entire time.
Okay, but the thing is, it's like it's there's certain situations like you have to understand. Like it's completely different situations that you have to understand. So like,
what?
You know what I'm saying?
No, I don't.
Do you understand what I'm saying? It's like
I don't agree. So I don't.
What you don't?
I understand what you're
so
saying.
Many
but I don't
different
agree.
situations and like what like if I were to agree with a woman to like over a man, like it's like different situations. You know what I'm saying?
No.
No?
No.
Oh, well, I guess you're a man, so obviously not.
I mean, you're a woman and you still knew to answer that question that he asked you immediately. So you knew the entire time.
It's just different to every situation. Like, if it was in the situation that we was talking about, yes, I understand where y'all are coming from.
Okay, let's move it on. What about you? Which is worse, if a man cheats or if a woman cheats?
Well, I don't think anybody should fucking cheat, but...
Yeah, we know it's immoral.
I'm gonna have to agree, like... if we're talking like statistically, yeah, it's worse if a woman cheats because like it's different. Dudes like it's all like outside organs. Bitches like you going inside. You feel me? It's sacred. Plus, like it's always been like a sacred thing. Like, women have always been like sacred and like all that shit and like not harder to get to, but it's like men have already always been.
So now y'all looking at it from a logical point. You just said that.
I always have.
I've
been on
so
Pure
your
Love
soul
Perspective,
gaps.
fresh and fit. Like I've heard the point of view, so I've changed my perspective on things just from hearing it. And like I also just know from being around men and just like knowing from different circumstances I've been in. So I do understand like the biological and like statistical parts of it. So
all right.
that's
fair enough. All right, got you. Yeah, I was just saying that you was actually speaking logical. You said that is much different because when a woman she spreads her legs and lets someone in her house, a man don't walk into nobody's house.
Mm-hmm.
That nigga bang on the door and leave. A man nigga not.
Let them walk
This
into
what a
the
man
house.
do. A man nigga not. Boop boop. That's what happens.
Are you gonna walk into a stranger's house? Either way, it's bad. Are you gonna walk into a stranger's house? That's bad. Are you gonna let a stranger into your house? That's still bad.
Well,
either way.
Well, nah,
letting a stranger into your house is
house.
worse, but also,
let strangers
it's your
into
house.
their house.
If I walk into a stranger house,
it's still bad
that ain't
too.
my house. That's their problems. They gotta deal with.
My dad taught me a quote
It's-
when I was young, and it's probably not the best example to use because I was probably too young to hear this, but he told me when I was very little, a lock that's opened by many keys is a lock without value. It's useless. But
Shut up.
But a key that opens many locks
Is a master key.
Is a master key.
Yeah.
That is a fact.
While I may not fully agree with it,
We don't
It's
like
the truth.
colas,
It's
man.
the truth.
We don't like colas, man. Y'all bitches, y'all dudes is past the fuck around. We don't like that. But you could have
You love it.
experience.
You just got to
There's a difference between no like experience and like having like a good amount of women and just being like a whole ass hoe
I agree with
dude,
that.
right?
I agree.
Like letting any bitch hit, like even ugly bitches,
Yeah, no, I agree.
dirty bitches,
Yeah.
like
I agree
It's
with
a
that.
difference.
I agree with
It's
that.
definitely
Yeah.
a difference.
No, for sure. I agree with that.
For sure.
That's a good point. I agree with that.
Yeah.
Okay. What about you, Maya? You think it's worse? It's worse.
110%
Like, it depends on like why they're cheating, maybe. Just because like most of the time, like I think men are not cheating from an emotional standpoint, so that like, but women do. So
Yeah.
like I think that's worse. But I think if a man is cheating from like an emotional standpoint, then like that's almost maybe equally as bad or worse than like if the woman's cheating. Like,
I would say that it is bad, but it's still not equally as bad because from a physical standpoint, he's not allowing that woman to dominate him and he's not submitting to a woman. When a woman cheats, she's being dominated. A nigga is literally inside her soul gap, smacking it, flipping it around. That doesn't happen to a man. We don't take that same submissive act when sex, but when a woman has sex for a woman is the most ultimate form of submission. Like, if you truly think about submitting, like, sex is like, bro, you can't get no, like, dang, you gave your body and your will to another individual. But anyways, good take as far as the emotional standpoint. I do think that I agree with that. Women tend to cheat more emotionally. What about you?
Sex for one is different.
Women, and why?
No,
The same thing.
Same thing.
You only have sex like emotionally wise. Like I never have sex with a guy just to have sex with a guy. Like
You had a one night stand before, but you had a connection.
No,
with
I
her.
haven't. I don't know how girls can do one night stands because I need to fall in love with you. I need to be in love with you for me to actually be like, okay, we can have sex. At least for me.
How long
I
you been
can't
living in
speak
Miami
to
for?
everybody else all my life.
How old are you? 19?
Yeah.
Oh man, maybe maybe.
Yeah, she early in the game.
Yeah.
19, girl. Okay, girlie.
Yeah, you early in the game. All right, fair enough. What about you?
Shut the
You was
fuck up.
elaborating on some stuff. Too, so what you thought?
I think I used to think that way, that it's worse for a woman to do it because she's more emotional and blah, blah, blah. I used to think that way. I feel like it's a really common narrative, but I've really gotten more into spirituality this year, particularly like reading the Bible. I've been reading the Bible every day for the past 3 months, and I've been listening to sermons like every day for the past 3 months. And funny enough, today I read Proverbs 5-7 for the first time, and it's all about adultery, and it specifically talks about men that commit adultery and how it's a major, major sin. So I don't.
Well, think about how they really don't even speak about a woman committing adultery. Like, let's put back that layer. The reason why they don't even mention the Bible, because that's like unheard of. Like, that shouldn't even be a thing.
Well, they call her a harlot, and they call her a whore,
yeah.
and they literally use the term in the streets. Like, they use the term in the streets when describing whores. And so, to summarize, I used to think it was worse for women, but now, since reading the Bible, the Bible definitely holds men just as accountable and to as high of a standard when it comes to cheating, for sure.
Hector, what do you think about that?
I think that first we got to understand why it's worse for women to cheat. I mean, it's worse. You know, number one, ladies, you guys cheat emotionally, right? You're emotionally invested when you cheat. And number two, we have to understand from the loyalty basis, right? So men and women measure loyalty with different rulers, right? Your loyalty to me is based off of your sexual exclusivity. Like, let's exit the morality. Your sexual exclusivity to me, that's your loyalty. That's how your loyalty is measured in comparison to my loyalty to you. It's my willingness to protect and provide for you for a lifetime, right? Can a man be unfaithful? 100%. But when he cheats on his woman, right? He's being unfaithful. He's not being unloyal, because we can still love a woman and have sex with another woman because it's meaningless to us. Also, we got to understand, very few men can cheat on their wife. Very few men can attract other women, let alone get them to sleep with him, right? Maybe the men that you guys are attracted to have options, but the majority of men don't have options, right? That an average and or below average woman is more likely to court more attention in comparison to an above average looking man, right? So a woman who has sex with a lot of men is an undisciplined woman. A man who can attract a lot of different women and be able to sleep with them, he has to have a certain amount. Yeah, exactly. He's disciplined because he had to create value for himself in order to attract them in the first place, let alone get them to sleep with them. Now, for a moral standpoint, I do agree. Adultery is wrong according to the Bible, right? However, Cooley is right. The reason why we don't necessarily, God doesn't necessarily mention adultery in a woman as often as it does for men is because it's unheard of. You're like, that's all you have to truly be is sexually exclusive to your husband. Now, when a man, and it's funny because you brought up Proverbs, and I looked it up. You brought up Proverbs chapter 5, verse
5 through 7.
Verse 5 through 7. It's not talking about the man. It's actually talking about the woman, right? So it says, her feet go down to death. Her steps take hold on death, lest thou shouldest ponder the path of life. Her ways are movable, that thou canst not know them. Hear me now, therefore, O ye children. He's actually warning men of being with this kind of women. By a specific kind of women. OnlyFans women, strippers,
it's more
prostitutes. This is a very specific kind of woman that he's warning men of, right? And he even goes far as to saying, don't marry other nations because they're going to have you worship their gods and their false idols. God understands the power that women hold. But again, ladies, you have such little control that God never dealt with you throughout history. He's dealing with men specifically. And when he ever dealt with women, he dealt with them through an angel, right? So yes, should men be sexually exclusive to their women? Of course, from a moral perspective. However, it's not the same in comparison to when a woman is sexually unexclusive to her husband. That's all you have to do. Like, a woman who has sex with multiple men, like you guys, that's why they call you whores, and they call men whoremongers. It's two different things. Men can't be hoes. Men can't be passed around. Men can't be ran through. We do the running through. We do the running through. We do the passing around. We're, by definition, penetrating you. In a physical level, in a mental level, in a spiritual level, on an emotional level. Like, ladies, you guys by definition, are submitting to men. And the interesting part is, you guys fight against submitting to men, and you guys are submitting to countless men by having sex with them. That's the definition
the
of
ultimate
submission.
form of submission. Like the crazy thing is, the feminist movement speaks about women empowerment, and what is it's the opposite of women empowerment, because you're literally giving all your power to a man, because they promote sexual liberation and all of these things. Well, the more men you have sex with, the more you're giving that man power.
I agree.
So yeah. Any takes on that before we move on?
Nah, I agree with everything Hector said.
Yeah. Yeah, good take, Hector. Ladies, any questions on that topic about the cheating thing and about the differences and all of that? Okay, nothing? No? Okay. All right, well, let's move on. We got some more super chats. No? Like y'all got something on your mind, no?
She for sure got something on mine. You keep laughing over there.
Keep pushing.
Okay.
All right.
I think men can be whores. That's all I think.
Men can definitely be
whores.
whores.
Comes out.
Men
Ladies,
can be
you
whores.
think, ladies, a man can't.
A man can be a whore.
Cannot be a whore.
Okay.
We create whores. Like
So
we're the
say I
creators
sleep with
of
5
whores.
people in a night,
And
and
I
a
do
man
sleep
sleep
with
with
100.
5 people in a night.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make me a whore and not the man?
Okay, let me ask you a question. This is how we're gonna solve this. This is how we're gonna
This is not a
solve
man. And I sleep with 5 men. That's 5 men. They sleep with 5 men.
Ladies, this is how we're gonna
Let's just
solve
be
this
real.
puzzle.
Like,
Yeah,
compare.
we're gonna
type
be
shit.
real. We're gonna be real. This is
You
how
know?
we solve this puzzle, right? Okay.
Right.
If you go, let's say you go to the club and you get naked, right?
With
Let's
5
just say,
men.
listen. If you go to the club and you get naked,
Yeah.
can you agree that the majority of men are gonna want to come and talk to you, right?
Duh.
Okay, because you're naked, correct?
Duh.
Right? A woman's body is sexual, correct?
Okay, but so.
And now I'm asking you a question. Is it right? Correct?
Yes.
Okay,
it is.
now let me ask you a question.
It is.
If I get naked and I go to a club and I get naked, what are people gonna think? I'm fucking crazy, right?
No.
Yo, that's a naked man. What is he doing? If I got naked,
that man is
listen, exactly. You're gonna look at me crazy, right?
Sex offender.
No, I'm gonna look at you like you're lit.
No, you're not.
I'm gonna address the chat. She doesn't understand. Okay, so for the sake of the explanation, you guys, it's easy for a woman to attract men. When a woman's body is naturally sexual, that's just what a woman's body is. It's not hard for a woman to attract men to have sex with. So you could have very well attracted 5 men to sleep with. I have to develop a certain level of value to attract women, let alone get them on a date with me, nonetheless to have them to sleep with me. Like, I have to build myself up to a certain level to attract women in the first place. You don't. All you have to do is get naked and men will want to have sex with you. A fat woman can get men to sleep with them.
That's fact.
But that's only because they
That's
create
true.
the reality.
Secretly.
No, baby girl, it's very
it
simple.
being
What he
that.
just said, what's easy is not respected. What's harder is respected. Maya, you play video games.
But you could play easy and it still be
Hold on,
respected.
hold on.
Men
No.
can't play
Listen
easy.
real quick.
Yeah.
Maya, you play video games. You already know. When you play on hard mode, you get more respect when you beat that game. When you play on easy mode, no one cares about you. You get no respect.
Facts.
And that's exactly what he explained. Men, we play sex on hard mode. That's why society use it and perceives it. And they call that man a pimp and a player. Women play sex on easy mode. So when you give up your sexuality very easily, you're a whore. So men are whore makers and women are actual whores. That's what he was explaining. So, and let's peel back the layer back even further, right? You have one job on this planet, ladies. One job on this planet. One job. To preserve your value for the right man. What our job is to create our value for the best woman, right? So if you jack up your one job, it's like, well, that's the one thing you needed to do, and guess what? It's very easy for you to get sex, right? So since it's easy, it's not respected. And also, since your value is derived from your sexuality, think about it. He just explained that if you get naked, you get money. That means that your value is derived from your sexuality. If we get naked, we get no money. Our value isn't derived from our sexuality, right? So since your value is based off your sexuality, it's up to cherish it and hold it, right? And have some sexual temperance. For a man since the beginning of time, just like the Bible, all the kings and sultans had many wives. You know what I'm saying? There's literally, I think there's 2 billion Muslims or 1.5 billion Muslims on this planet, and they believe that a man can have multiple wives, up to 4 wives actually in Islam. You know what I'm saying? So what does that tell you? It's in a man's nature to have the ability to have sex with a woman while still loving his woman. Now, we're not saying that that's morally right, but it's also in a man's nature to love multiple women. It's not in your nature to love multiple women because you submit to a man. We are only made to worship one thing, right? Whatever we worship and whatever we submit to, we can only do it once because true submittance is giving your all to something, right? So when a man has sex with a woman, he's not submitting at all to that woman. When a man will take a bullet for that woman, protect and provide for that woman, well, then you could say, well, that's a form of submission because, he's giving up his, he's sacrificing his time and energy to provide her a comfortable life. I guess, some feminists and some people like to say, well, that's a form. I'll just give him that and I'll say whatever you think. But ultimately, a woman having sex with a man is the most ultimate form of submission. So if you give that up frivolously to a bunch of men, you decrease in value. If a man just has the capability of attracting multiple women, but even if he doesn't enact on his sex, you know that he has value inherently because it's hard to attract multiple women. That's what he explained.
And that's tied to his moral compass.
And it's all tied to his moral compass too. Yeah.
I agree. I just think that men can still be whores, you know what I mean?
Can men be sexually undisciplined? Yes, but that doesn't classify them as a whore.
I'll take it a step further. The men that you would call a whore, you want those men. Those are guys that you're attracted to. The reason why you're attracted to those men is because it takes value for that man to be able to be a whore. Like you just said, it takes value for him to have sex with multiple girls.
If he's not correct, let me ask you this. Do you think the guy that you're dating was not knocking down a bunch of boppers before you?
I know he was.
Okay then, so what are you talking about?
I know.
But what if he thought that you was sucking that nigga's
I know
dicks?
he definitely has more bodies than me and all that. I know he was definitely with more girls than me. That's like usually how it is. Like at least
then let me ask you a question, Ryan.
Like,
why do you think he was able to have sex with that many women?
Because he has money, he has clout.
Keep going.
Value.
He's like
He's
like
lit.
a high value man. You know what I mean?
He's not high value man. He's a high earning man.
You wouldn't consider me as like a high value, but like you wouldn't consider me as like a high value woman. But
you just proved our point.
Yeah, I was saying
you're attracted to him because of the value he provides.
No, that's not
That is what it is.
It is. Because if that nigga didn't handle that, you wouldn't even be talking about this nigga right now.
The part about him is that he brings on, like, he even knows, like, every time he has a bitch on and, like, he's too, like,
you're not talking about attraction. You looking at it wrong. You're taking a step. Attraction happens before you get into a relationship. So why were you attracted to him? Because he conveyed himself and had this lifestyle and was doing things that you were attracted to. He built up this value.
No.
But anyways, he wouldn't be attracted.
She can't accept him.
Yeah, she don't.
I liked him because I could see the inner child in him. I like how he carries himself. He's crazy as fuck. He's so fucking outgoing. Like, we'll go to the club and he'll be literally running in circles around the club, like doing the most extra ass shit.
That's great. But what we're saying that's great. But how would you have ever known any of those things if you never even got the chance to meet him because of the value that he created?
Yeah, but I'm not gonna keep going on
because you ain't got nothing to say.
No, I do have a lot to say, but it's different about every situation. Like, our situation is really different because what he does for work and what I do for work. He has to bring bitches onto his stream because that's what brings his audience. I have to go on OnlyFans, and that's what gets me money. So,
but look,
like,
and
what we
you're
do for money, like, he uses girls for money. I use guys for money. Like,
and the only reason why you think that, well, no, I wouldn't. I'm not attracted to that stuff that he's doing now. And the only reason why you're saying that you're not attracted to the stuff that he's doing now is because you're insecure about him bringing girls on stream, right?
He brings ugly bitches on stream.
But no.
Shouts out them ugly bitches that go on his stream.
But that is the reason why. Despite all of that, you were still attracted to that man anyway. Overall, you still proving the point. But anyways, we got some super chats. Let's get to them. So we have Lord Geotron sends in $2. Coolly. Shout out to Los Angeles for me. Thanks. You from LA?
Shout out LA.
Shout out LA. And I'm wearing I'm representing anyway. Okay. We got Ron Soluski sends in $1,000, but this is in a different coin. This isn't 1,000 yen. I think that could be. He says, ladies, it's quite rude having side conversations. We can hear everything you're saying. That is true. So let's stop the side conversations. We got James Ratcliffe sends in $2. Highlight the woman men should date RT. Well, highlight the woman men should date. I guess what right now?
What do you mean by that?
Who? Where?
I think this chat came in from a little bit ago. Okay, yeah, do your thing. We have Alberta Rights Media. She says, "Can men and women be just at friends?" Men and women can't truly be platonic friends.
They can't.
The man on his end is usually attracted
Agree.
to the woman. If the man isn't attracted to the woman, she's obese. She's very ugly. So then it's like, is it true? And then the guy really is not even going to sit there and be friends with her.
Exactly.
Because it's like, no point to be friends with her. She's big.
Do you agree with this?
Yeah, I do. agree
You do?
with that.
Okay. Well, do you disagree with this?
I agree.
You agree? Okay. What about you?
Yeah.
Oh, what?
Do you agree that men and do you think that men and women can just only be friends, platonic?
No. Never.
That's the smartest thing you said tonight.
Yeah, it is.
Never.
That was actually the brightest thing.
Yeah.
No.
What about
never.
you?
No.
Okay. And you?
No.
Wow. That's
No.
the first time, like, wow.
I
Okay.
know.
Me and my
They
enemy.
really
Great.
can't.
That's facts. It makes sense, right? Yeah, okay.
Say a
Miami.
man and
Yeah,
a
yeah.
woman-
Just be
say a
freaking-
man and a woman live together type shit. Like,
No.
a man is not gonna just live with a woman and like be cordial with it. Like,
No.
a man
He
is
gonna
gonna
at
live
least
with a
try.
woman and be like, "Hey, bring that pussy over here." You know what I'm saying? You know, like, it is what it is. It is.
That's how you think it goes down?
Yeah,
It is what it is.
Now you're thinking a little bit.
Right.
All right. You got anything else on that?
Nah, I'm surprised they all say that they don't
Facts.
believe it.
No,
Yeah.
it is what it is.
Because every
Yeah.
girl knows that every single guy friend they had in the past would smash
Right.
if they
Yeah.
had the
And PA
opportunity.
is different,
all
right?
If they had the
Yeah.
opportunity,
Yo.
key fucking word.
They all
Yeah.
wanted to fuck, and if they had the opportunity, they,
They
would
would.
again.
So they're not really your friend.
Yeah.
You know?
And PA is
But you'd
different.
be surprised. A lot of girls will argue that they can.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
No.
saying?
Deep
But
down,
I
they
can
know.
never
Yeah,
see
yeah.
a
They
man
know.
that I lived with, like a man that I lived with. I can't even see him as like a fucking friend.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like that. Like, bro, dude, I just don't know what to tell you, bro. Like, it is what it is.
what you got?
I think, like, from the female's perspective, like, they can make it platonic, but, like, if you give them the
Well,
opportunity,
platonic
they're
means
always
mutual.
gonna fuck.
Yeah, it's gotta be
It's
mutual
really
though.
up to the female, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it always
It's
is up
really
to
up
the
to the
female.
female.
Really.
It's not because, like you said, it has to be. I mean, it is for you to like allow the sex to happen. Yes,
But it
it's
has
up
to
to
be
you.
mutual. You know what I'm
Gotta
saying?
be
Yeah.
It
Can't
has
be
to.
rape.
But at the end of the day, like, it really is like females.
Yeah, bleed that shit
It
out.
really is
Say
say
great.
so.
Okay. So we got James Ratcliffe says in $2. He says keys open doors, key makers set standards.
What?
Key makers set standards. That is true because
Oh, I get what
they
you're
set
saying.
the standard of what
Of
quality.
what
yeah.
key? Oh yeah.
Yeah, the master
makes
key.
sense,
We go back to the
We
dads.
got James Ratcliffe again says in $2. Women suggest men direct. Women suggest men direct. Independent women equals straggler.
Straggler.
Okay,
I'm an independent woman. Am I a straggler? What the fuck?
I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. Okay, so ladies, we are going to do last thoughts, and if you have any questions. So this is the part of the podcast. If you have any questions, you could ask your questions. And if you don't have any questions, let me get your last thoughts and how you like the podcast. Okay.
Okay.
But y'all should have some questions. We in Miami. Have some. All right.
Just go in a
Let's
circle.
start with you.
I ain't got no questions.
Why you ain't got no questions?
Because I don't got any questions.
You ain't had no thoughts throughout this whole process?
No, it was a chill podcast. I feel like it was good.
Yeah.
Chill.
Word. Would you come back? If I come to Miami and do this again, you coming back?
Okay, yeah.
All right, bet. I'll have you on again. What about you? Any questions?
No questions.
You sure?
Oh,
I'm sure.
damn.
I think I spoke enough.
Looks like I'm.
No, you fine.
I have a
Do
question.
you have any thoughts though
Thoughts
about the podcast?
Yeah.
I guess this is my first podcast I've ever done.
Oh, it is.
I've never done a podcast or
Mm.
really any like content.
Mm.
I
Would you
thought
do it
was
again?
Cool. Yeah, I would do it
You
again.
can do it again?
Yeah.
Word. I'll have you again. I'll come back out to Miami.
Oh,
have you back
thanks.
on. I got you.
Thanks.
Last thoughts, Maya? Any
I don't-
questions?
No, I feel like my brain's on autopilot right now. I don't know what's going on.
Maya, like, I've been in Miami for too long and I'm gone. I know you coming back. This is like your fourth time.
Yes,
Thank you for supporting
alright.
Maya.
That thing is, I know you be back.
You gonna be back again. You back on my head. The one podcast though, she usually quiet, but the one podcast, actually, the last one you were on, you spoke the most you ever spoke.
That's because I had my friend with me though.
Oh, you felt a little bit more
It
confident.
makes so much difference
Okay.
with a friend.
Got you. Yeah, you actually spoke a lot that podcast.
I don't remember anything I said though. So
Oh, you don't?
no, I don't remember.
Was you drunk?
Nah, she.
No. A
That
little bit.
podcast?
Just a tad.
Okay, all right, fair enough. What
I
about
think
you?
it was good.
Well, any questions?
I do. If you had a daughter, right? What would be the ideal man for your daughter? Like, how would you want him to treat her? His ideals, anything? Like, would you be okay with him cheating on her? Like, you know what I mean? Like, ideal boyfriend for your daughter. If you had a daughter, I don't know if you have kids or not, but like, if you had
This
a daughter.
directly to me or all of us?
All of you, the dudes
Wait,
over here.
You have
Okay.
a son,
All three of you.
right?
Let's get to her first, then we'll
Yeah.
go around.
You want to start with me?
Yeah.
The type of man I would want my woman, or not my daughter to date is a man who is a strong leader and doesn't allow any disrespect, not only for herself, but to show a woman that it's not okay to, abuse her, I guess, for lack of better terms, feminine powers to just get away with a bunch of shit. Because like what Hector was saying earlier, I think that's what a masculine role provides. You know what I'm saying? There is no man in the house to stop them from just running over and being a woman and just using their feminine powers. And so I think that I would want a man, my daughter, to date a man that shows her that that's not okay, because it'll help her grow as a woman. You know what I'm saying? And understand that, learn respect for men, and have a certain level of respect for men. And then also I would just want a guy to, have goals and ambitions and just, treat her with respect, but also not allow her to get away with disrespect.
What about with cheating though? Like the man.
The cheating thing, my thing, like people are gonna have their own opinions on the cheating thing. I think that it's not cheating if you're very honest with the person from the very beginning. Yeah. If you set these standards and say, hey, listen to me, I love you and I'm going to have sex with you and I'm only going to be with you and you're going to get all my resources and you're going to be known as my girl and you're going to be getting all my attention. But hey, you know what? I might be knocking down some bitches. Hold on, let me finish. Okay. Like, I might be knocking down some girls, 2 years from now. I don't know. I can't sit here and lie to you and say that I might not wake up and want to knock a bitch down. Okay. But it means nothing. If he tells you that from day one and you agree, then it's not cheating.
Yeah.
Okay, but if he's telling you that it is a what's the word? A monogamous relationship from the very beginning, right? Then he cheats. Then it's like, okay, it's I think that's wrong because you're lying. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, no, I don't agree with that. But if you're honest, then I don't see anything wrong with it. That's just my opinion. But yeah.
What about you, Hector?
So I don't want my daughter dating at all. I want her being courted, right? I think there's a big difference, like boyfriends and stuff.
Courted.
Like, courted. It's
what is like?
It's like
type like.
Well, we can look up the definition after. But when a man courts a woman, his intentions are solely to marry her, right? And he's gonna consider, he's considering a father's view of him as a man, entering the courtship of his daughter, right? So I don't want my daughter dating. That's number one. I want her being courted by a man that I approve of.
It's like 1950 type shit.
Excuse me? Anyways, I want her being courted. The kind of man I want her to be with is a man that that had his father and his mother present. That's a strong masculine leader. He fears God according to the Bible, right? Now with the cheating thing, I'm a firm believer in what you didn't see didn't happen, right? And what I do when you're not around is none of your business. At the end of the day, I'm a man, right? You know the kind of man that you're with. I don't agree with this rhetoric of, and I'm gonna have to disagree with you on this, McQueen, but I don't agree with this, I'm gonna tell my woman that I'm gonna be knocking bitches down. No, I don't agree with that at all. I think that there's things that women will never understand because men and women perceive and receive reality differently. So number one, in your head, I'm gonna make it my sole duty to have you believe that you're the only woman that I'll ever want to be with, right? no, I'm not having sex with other women, right? Stop asking me, right? What I do when you're not around is none of your business. And if you didn't see it, it didn't happen. So I'm going to let my daughter know that depending on the kind of man that you're with, you're going to have to just accept the fact that he might step out, he might not. That's all depending on his moral compass, right? You guys need to understand a man's nature. We can have sex with another woman and still love you, but that doesn't necessarily mean that we will, right?
Yeah, good answer. Yeah, like McQueen said, I would agree that most men have different opinions on this. Like my opinion is different, a little bit different from both of us.
Personally, though.
Yeah, personally. So when it comes to the cheating, I'll hit that first. When it comes to the cheating, I think that it is. I'll take what McQueen said and what he said and give my perspective because it's like a mix of both. When it comes to cheating, if a man is upfront about it, upfront in the beginning, and sets the standard up front and the guidelines up front, like, hey, you know what? Open on my end, closed on yours. That doesn't mean that you have to tell your girl all the time of who you're sleeping with, right? But if she knows that maybe some nights while you're out late, you could be doing something, hey, that's there. Then it's like, okay, well then, you know, that guy wasn't cheating. He set the precedent up front. So then it's like, okay, no cheating there. But if the guy does happen to, you know, hey, baby, I'm not cheating. I love you. Monogamy, it's only you, my queen.
That's how it is, though.
Yeah, it is like that most of the time. And then he still steps out. Well, one, why do you think that they call it? You never hear this saying, a woman of her word. It's not a saying. No one cares about a woman's word because women really don't got a word, generally speaking. They say a man of your word. Be a man. Ladies, they say be a man of your word because a man, there's a standard on men having integrity. So what you say, you shall do, right? And don't go outside of that boundary, then you ain't no man of your word. Women can't trust you. And guys, we don't even want to be friends with those guys if they're not a man of their word. Yeah. So with that being said, if the man isn't a man of his word, I mean, yeah, man, you cheating, you lied. Wow. You feel what I'm saying? From what Hector was saying, I do understand, you know, his part too. Like, hey, if you don't see it, you don't see it. My nature is much different from yours anyway. I could truly love you and still dabble, you know, in this other poon every now and then. That's what he was saying. And I do understand that perspective too. So mine is a little bit in the middle of both. As far as what type of man I want my daughter to be with, well, I do have a daughter. So as far as that's concerned, I would say that I will want my daughter to be with a man just like me. Truthfully.
And what's that?
Well, I mean, as far as that is concerned, I would say a man of integrity, a man that's going to put his endeavors first to protect and provide for the family instead of worshiping and pedestalizing the woman like your boyfriend is doing.
Never so, that.
Career and the man's
Mike,
purpose.
Don't do that. Wait, Mike, don't do that.
Career and the man's purpose goes first. There is a saying, God over man, man over woman, woman over children. And that's the order of life. So the man needs to be putting his purpose first. If that man is a God-fearing man, like they just said, and he's putting his purpose first, it's pretty much a guarantee that my daughter is going to live a very good life. Very good life. So I'll say that. Yeah. Of course, the man is a multitude of other characteristic traits that a man needs to embody. But I would say that if he's doing that, he built some character because it's hard to have that type of discipline. It's hard to have that type of discipline to all men. If we truly want it, y'all may agree, I may not. Let me know if y'all agree. If we just did what we wanted to do, I'll be honest, I'll be playing video games a lot. I kind of like just want to play video games. I'll be playing basketball all the time at the gym. I want to ball up. I want to do those things. I'll be, not watching porn, but I'll be like trying to have sex with every girl that I see all the time. And I would literally do that first besides work. I will put sexuality, games, and snacks first. Yeah. Because it's kind of like, all the hedonistic behaviors, that's what guys would do. But we need to have some self-discipline. We need to push our vices to the side and be a competent, assertive, dominant male. And, I think that man would have the highest probability of creating my daughter a very comfortable life. And I would say, yeah, I pretty much embody those traits. That was your question.
Yeah.
How'd you like the podcast?
I like that. I love psychology, sociology. I love all that shit. I love thinking in people's minds, what they think about certain shit. I agree with a lot of things y'all say, a lot of things girls say, all that. I liked it.
Okay. Would you come back?
I would.
All right. Definitely have you back. Come to Miami again, man. We got to do it again. Gotta do it again. Gotta do it again. What about you? Any questions?
Me personally, so I have a daughter, single mom, no dad in the picture, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So for me, I teach her everything that she should know, like the shit that you said that you were talking about with the guy's perspective of everything. So it's like,
wait, any
if
question?
I'm already
If I'm
already teaching her about like all that extra shit, like why does it matter if a man is in her life? You know?
Oh, okay, that's your question.
Yes.
If you're already, I mean, we tackled this in the beginning of the podcast.
About the shit that a man knows, and that like all the extra perspectives and shit like that. If I'm teaching her all of that,
why does she need her dad
would
in her
it
life?
matter
man.
if a man was in her life? If I'm already teaching her what a man should be doing,
The thing is that you can never.
I can though.
No, I got you.
A woman cannot. Just like a man cannot.
Yes.
You're not a man.
Yeah, you're not a man. We tackled this in the beginning, but I'll say it real quickly and concisely. You're not capable of turning your son into a man. You're only capable of turning your son into an adult, and you can still do a crappy job at that. But that's the best you can do is turn your son into adult. That's the best. A man turns. Oh, you have a daughter. I'm sorry. Oh, you have a daughter.
That's what I was trying to say. At first, I was under the impression
I thought you had a son.
That's what I thought this entire time.
Daughter.
Well, I thought she just said a son.
I know. I don't know. I'm confused.
Daughter. Replay that shit.
Got it.
Run it
It's a
back.
daughter.
Run it back.
So because when I kept saying nigga, she never corrected me. So you know. So I'm like, I'm thinking that she just.
Maybe I thought that.
Yeah.
But Ayana, even as your daughter, like I would argue that you're giving her the worst example that you could possibly give a little girl.
No.
Yes, I mean you're an OnlyFans model and a stripper. What do you think?
I can promise you that I give her a better example than what her dad would give her.
Okay, because
being
you're referencing
a full-time parent.
Well, guess what? You picked that guy.
Okay, and I understand that.
God dang, hold on, stop right there, stop right there.
It's not even like the fact of like it's the fact of like what it is in the bigger picture right now.
Yeah, and the bigger
root
picture is that 9 times out of 10 you're a bad mom.
No.
Let's go to the root of it. You picked the guy to procreate with.
Like,
so you picked. Look,
from the outside looking in, I can tell you're drunk on a podcast. Where's your daughter at? Let's be honest.
Fuck you.
I'm not. That's fine, but that's the truth. You're here. You know what I'm saying? Like your behavior alone, and I'm not. I don't want to. I don't want you to feel insulted or anything like that.
If you really want me to, I can explain.
I don't care.
But I just feel like I don't really have to explain the situation that I'm in. So it's like I don't really have to explain it.
Well, guess what?
You don't have to.
The world doesn't. The world doesn't care about your explanation.
Knows, though.
No, they don't, and they don't care.
They kind of do.
The world doesn't owe you understanding and or sympathy, let alone empathy for your situation or what you're going through.
I'm just gonna shut the fuck up because honestly, thank you.
You offered to explain them.
Violated.
It's you know, like, I'll give my last thoughts. Right?
I'm not gonna say you're arguing back and forth.
I'm not arguing. I'm telling you objective fact, and you're just like, I'll give you guys my last thoughts.
Ahead,
I think that unfortunately. Number one, Ryan, I think you're just young. I think, hopefully I've spoken to you before, right?
Yeah.
I think you're understanding what we're saying, but you're such in the mix that you kind of like, don't. Yeah. If you had your father like really present, I don't think you'd be the way that you are.
I don't think.
You're just denying reality. You didn't say anything, but you look really, really sad.
Yeah, I think you're all young, right?
Right? You look really sad, and then you're on OnlyFans, so that just says a lot. You didn't say anything either, and I think that. The majority of girls, not just you, but what I've noticed about you is like you're just in the bubble that you grew up in, but the world is much broader than that. Like especially in the neighborhoods that the Black and Latino come from, this is abundant. There's a lot of young women that are involved in what you guys are involved in. There's a lot of young men that are just 100% emotional, and I think it takes shows like this. Where we can actually expand on what it is that's creating these men, these young men, these emotional boys, right? And my last thoughts ultimately is I appreciate you, Cooley, for coming. McQueen, I do appreciate you. Also, I think that this type of shit is necessary, right? Like it's personally, why I do it, why I do the parallel perspective, why I'm involved with the Mentuition Network and what we built, Steve and I, and International, is because there's young boys out there that share our reflection, that look to us and they're like, yo, I don't want to be a banger. I don't want to be stuck in this neighborhood that we're from. Like, who do we look up to? And ladies, you guys have to understand that too. Like, there's somebody out there that's looking to you guys that might see is like, wow, I think Ryan looks cool. She looks like me. I want to be just like her. So it's like, what am I promoting? Like, what kind of lifestyle am I showing them? Right. So I would just say that, like, let's be very mindful of the influence that we're giving like these children out here, because they're not trying to destroy us or even you. They're trying to destroy the 9, 10, 11, 12-year-old girl and boy right now.
I agree. Can I respond to that? So you mentioned that I grew up in a bubble.
I didn't say you grew up in a bubble. I think you're operating in a bubble.
Okay, but what I want to tell you is that even though I had my father in my life, my father was a very toxic human being. Okay. Very toxic. Does not have a great relationship with me or any of my siblings. And when I was younger, I was very, as you would describe, feminist. I hated men. Women could do whatever, blah, blah, blah. The old narrative. Yeah. Until I did internal work and I realized that that comes from a messed up relationship with my father, right? Sure. So yes, I may be an exception in that sense because a lot of people don't put in that work and a lot of people don't heal. But you can't say that I'm in a bubble, because I definitely, even though my father was there, it was very toxic, and I don't know if I benefited from him being there. I don't know if my life would have been a little easier without him there. That's how toxic it was. So I don't, just because my dad was there, I don't want you to see me as this, like, I had a nuclear family and I had a bubble. That's not the case.
I get what What's your name again, miss?
Kristen.
So let me expand on what I meant then a little bit more. So by you,
I love my father, by the way. I love my dad.
Yeah, that's besides the point. What I mean is, right, by saying you're operating in a bubble, is the whole time that you've expressed yourself, right, you always say, well, that's not what I see. That's not, I can tell you 10 people that I know personally. Yeah, that's your anecdotal experience. We're talking in general. You can generalize people. Out of 100 men, 90 to 95 of them are going to behave the same.
Yes.
Especially if you put them in a specific situation, especially women as well.
And same with
So that's what I mean by you're operating in a bubble. You're looking, typically women in general, you guys don't see past your nose. That's why it's so easy for us men, specific kind of men, of course, to manipulate your emotions and convince you of sleeping with us. And then next thing you know, you guys are fucked and you guys assume that all men are like that because you don't see past your noses. That's what I mean, right?
Women have a very solipsistic view of thinking and believing that the world just revolves around them.
Yep.
But and the reason why most of your opinions and perspectives was more from a anecdotal view is because you're looking at it from what you've experienced, meaning that you can't see past your nose. Men, we're speaking very objectively. And that also goes into the point that, I mean, it's the CIA does this study. Only 2% of human beings has a actual perspective. The rest of them, 98% of people, only have a perception. A perception is unique to you. It's your own unique experience, your own little box. Everyone has it, which is totally fine. But a perspective is the art of viewing the world outside of yourself. So outside of your own experiences, outside of your own what you was influenced by, you're able to view and actually truly empathize. Because you got to think, I always say that men are the true empathizers. Women only truly have sympathy for men. And the reason why I say that is because men, we can see outside of ourselves. Women tend to not really have the capability to see outside of themselves. Y'all say little things and y'all have a nurturing spirit. So it shows and it psyops the public that thinking that you're more empathetic. But truthfully, you're not more empathetic.
And it's okay. That's in your nature, right? You guys operate in a sense of selfishness, right? Like when you even when you love a man because loving him is going to ensure your survival and your child's survival. Versus us men, we love selflessly. We love you because we just love you, right? We'll die and kill to protect you. It's self-sacrifice. A man is supposed to be self-sacrificial. Like, I'm going to sacrifice my time, my resources, my happiness to assure my wife and my child's survival. The majority of men, average men, do you think they want to go shovel shit and fucking pick up garbage?
They don't
and
pick up trash.
They don't, but they'll do it for 50 hours a week to make sure that their wife and their children are surviving. Versus a woman, you might love a man, but you'll begin to resent him the more in survival mode he places you.
100%.
So women don't operate well in survival mode in comparison to men, right? So when you're placed in survival mode, you begin to resent the men you once loved, aka the selfishness, right? And it's okay, it's in your nature to be this way because you guys are the weaker vessel, right? Physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, you guys are weaker than men, right? That's why God deals with us direct. Well, through Christ, of course, God, Christ, man, woman, child, right? There's an order, right? And it's okay. But this is the destruction. The powers that be, right? Call me a conspiracy theorist, flipped it and told you guys, well, ladies, you can think for yourself. When in reality, you're being influenced by these powers that be. And you guys are competing with men. You guys want to be men. Oh, I should be the leader too. It's 50-50. Why can't I lead too? Well, you're incapable of doing it. You can't even lead yourself.
And even in the Bible, if we just look at it from the Adam and Eve story, Eve was influenced by outside sources. The man was influenced by Eve. So I always say that women have to be more careful and aware, perspicacious to not be influenced by outside sources. And men, we have to be more careful to not be influenced by a chick.
By a woman, yeah.
I mean,
that's the easiest.
To be led by man.
Men are very susceptible to women, the woman's beauty, the lust for a woman. That we're very susceptible to that. What are you very susceptible to? Hollywood housewives, what this person doing, what that person doing, what you see on TV, who you're around. You're more susceptible by everything. Really, the only thing that can influence a man, the most powerful source that can influence the man is the woman. The most powerful source that can influence the woman is something else going on. Like, I see girls that freaking watch pearl videos. It's just a woman that's reacting, that's gathers up these pearls, and she does things with it, and women are like, oh my gosh. Think about it. Women and children are very easily influenced. Women watch ASMR, and you do ASMR. Children watch that stuff because you're just influenced to just watch some nonsense, right?
I disagree. I think everybody likes their own things. Like, I love watching
I'm speaking in general.
I know. But no, you can't speak in general when it's about people's interests.
And then,
because I'm not speaking about yours. You just proved up point right there.
As far as looking past your nose, you're only seeing your own world. Like, the world doesn't revolve around you guys.
Yes.
I know.
I wasn't speaking about you. That may not be you. But anyways, we got International AL sends in $5. He says, W Stream, coolly love the content. This was much needed collab. Our supporters have been asking for this for a while. So many gems dropped by this panel. Hey man, salute to y'all for supporting. But listen, we're gonna go ahead and wrap up. Let's get you gave your last thoughts, right,
yes,
man?
Sir.
Yo, I appreciate you for having me on, man. It's been a pleasure.
Yes,
I came out here. Thanks for letting me, use your studio, bro. It's been dope. McQueen, last thoughts, bro?
I mean, I actually think this was a very funny panel. I think it was actually like a lot more. I think people were able to like express their thoughts a lot more fluid than most panels end up being like. So I liked it. It was fun. Yeah. And actually, I think that you and even you were able to receive points a lot better than you. I'm just being 100. You know what I'm saying? And that you don't see that often. You don't see women being able to actually sit there and like receive points. Even if you may disagree, like to even sit there and listen without interrupting, like she was.
I do listen somewhat.
You weren't listening at all. But yeah, it was fun. Yeah, it was fun. You were just very quiet. That's why I didn't say anything about you. So
yeah, we don't know nothing about you.
Yeah.
What's your name again? Wait, who are you? How did you get in here? I'm messing with you. Yo, thanks for coming, bro.
Of course.
I appreciate you, man. Other than that, hey, chat, next podcast is going to be on Thursday. We got a special guest with Hassan Whiteside. It's going to be lit. Right in here, man. We doing it again. But other than that, man, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Don't be a ninja watcher and show these brothers some support, man. They're tagged. Their YouTubes are tagged. Go ahead and subscribe to McQueen channel and subscribe to Hector channel, Men's Tuition Podcast. Dope podcast, man. Other than that, we out.
Peace.